I mean, our intro could always be Heyday sung a la Hyunjin.
Mm, can't use that.
Even if
We'll
we
get
sing it?
dinged.
We see it. You have a lot of confidence in our voices. Oh, you know what? Let me go get my microphone.
Oh shit, where is mine? Hold, please.
I do not even know if this is going or not because none of my stuff is working. I've had to shut my phone down. This intro may be the one we're getting copyright issues with.
So I don't think
I don't know. I'm just about to. I am about to just be done with this intro crap because, yeah, I think this is the one we're going to get
Nia!
with. I'm shutting it down.
I wouldn't worry about it too much.
No, I'm not going to worry about it because
Nia, how was your
I
trip?
can't get anything to work today.
You went, because you went to Hyde Park, right?
What?
The festival. Nia's in the chat, so that's what I'm saying.
Oh, is she on? Oh, yeah,
Hi,
my phone's
JJ.
still not on yet. I'll get there eventually.
Hi, Cena. Like, here's my microphone. Hello. Can you hear me? Echo. Hello. I bet you did. I saw the videos all over Twitter. I'm so jealous. I'm so jealous.
The Bluetooth is ready to pair.
That was my mic.
Hey, go to bed.
Hello.
Yeah, we gave up on the intro. I'm having serious technical issues today, so I'm just like, I'm over it. Hey, Nia. Oh, Caden surprised.
Oh, nice. Nice.
Awesome, awesome. Stop.
You keep going. I'm gonna show everybody your you and your tonus. Go.
That's awesome. That is awesome.
Hello.
I'm hearing like a cartoon or something. Is somebody watching something that I'm hearing?
Amethyst, go turn your TV down.
No.
Go turn your TV down. Yes. Go to bed.
So you two can put like videos and pictures and stuff in our what is it, Drive with Stay or something like that?
Yeah.
Maniac. I don't know. What room were we putting like stuff in?
Drive with Stay. The Travels of Stay. Where
Drive
they
with
gone.
Stay. That's what it is. Whoops.
Mi
My
vida.
box. Damn it.
Ir a dormir, por favor.
Because God knows I don't go anywhere. What is this? Okay, the old light stick, do they use AA or AAA?
The old one?
I don't know. It doesn't say.
Hold on.
Yeah. Probably double A, because I think the new one uses double A, doesn't it? But it uses like 8 of them.
I have the old one.
Oh, yeah, Charmaine. I don't know what I think does it come in at
Triple
11
A.
o'clock Central Time? I can't remember the last.
Ooh, we bringing out light sticks too, girl.
No, I was looking at the one I just got, but I don't know what battery it takes because I forgot to look when I got it the other day. But it looks like double A's.
They need to make a light stick microphone.
They should. No, because then too many people would bring it and it would just surround the like stadiums with the
And then there'd be too much fighting because if I go and I pay bukus of money for a concert and somebody beside me that sucks starts singing on a microphone, it's probably going to get shoved in orifices they don't want it because I'm violent like that and super intolerant. Okay. Both use AAA. Oh, okay.
Hello.
Thank you. I just
Weird.
didn't know. I don't want to go to the store and then pay $20 for batteries. I can't. Not that I can't use them, but that's
Hello.
not going to work for what I want it to.
This kind of sucks. Yep.
Call you JJ. Okay. You'll have to remind me because I forget a lot very quickly. So you're on the East Coast, JJ? Wasn't it? Didn't it drop at 11 o'clock last time, Claudia?
Yeah.
I thought so too. I know 5-star, I think, did so.
I don't know that I'm emotionally prepared.
Honestly, every single with every comeback, it gets more and more like intense. It gets more intense. And I'm
Yeah.
just like I'm gonna die this time. I just know it.
This is my
I
first
had to-
comeback, though, that they have announced the tour and that they're like actively doing stuff outside of Korea and Japan. So, and the fact that they're going to be in the United States next month after the album drops and at Lollapalooza. So we're going to get to see live performances of the music that soon after. So stoked.
Okay, not all of us.
And I have been entering every single freaking drawing to get Lala tickets. Not that I think that my anxiety-ridden ass is going to be able to tolerate being like sandwiched with all those people.
Yeah, I
But,
wouldn't be
you
able to. I wouldn't be able to. Like as
That
much as I
like
want to
Jesse
go.
said, like Jesse was asking at the concert or at the festival, you know, what if you got to pee? What if you got to shit?
Yes, exactly.
Adult diapers. I'm about to start investing in stocks. So yeah.
One thing about like festivals like that, I just don't like the chaos of it.
Yeah. There
That's
was
my
one of the
box.
girls that I follow on TikTok is in the UK and ended up getting barricade at the concert today. I haven't seen any of her videos yet, but she was like right up in there. So I'm excited to see what that looks like. I did see video of, did one of you guys send it, of Felix playing with the one?
The staff.
Yes.
Yeah,
How
yeah,
freaking cute.
That is so cute. And let me tell you,
Playing
she
with the
wasn't a
what?
Say before. She is definitely one now.
Yeah.
She looks
One of the
so, like,
staff that was there, like security.
yeah. He was like right
I wanna
behind
do
her
security.
and
Like her bunny
basically
ears
like
and stuff like that. Yeah.
and then he tapped her on the shoulder and gave her like a kind of like a bro clap type thing.
Yeah. So cute.
I know. I was like, okay, so we're just quitting our jobs and becoming staff members? Okay.
I'm all right with that. Whatever it takes.
I know, seriously.
Quit being greedy, Kaden.
That
You
should
can't
be
have it all.
me holding your hand. That should be.
So I
No,
had to
honestly.
make sure I knew who was in our chat room before I told this, but I don't know where all I ordered albums from.
This is why you gotta do it in bundles, and like once you get those items, then you can order more. That's why also I don't like
Yeah, well,
doing
I
gold.
was trying to get limiteds, especially from a variety of different places, and then I went back through and I ordered a couple of the Chick Chick Booms that said random, so you couldn't choose. And I know I got the accordion, I got the 2 platform set, and then I got the letter, but like I don't know where all I got them. So for the next 2 weeks, I'm just going to be getting Happy Mail all week
So I
long. But my
so I
husband's
had
supposed to be
gotten
home Friday, so it needs to not be coming in Friday.
at this point, Mans already knows. He literally stalks the chats as well
Oh,
in the
he
live.
walks in my room all the time. He's like, that's a house payment right there. I'm like, no, it's not.
No, that's what my mom says too. She's like, "How much you spend on this stuff?" I'm like, I don't see how that matters
Yeah, I'm not
right
telling
now.
you that. Nope. No, it doesn't. So
She said, "This is
before
why
we get
you're in
started,
debt."
I shh, but it makes us happy because you do not want me pissy. I think
Yeah,
y'all
right.
all know that. I'm not a good pissy
Happy
person.
wife, happy
So,
life.
yeah. Right now, wife's really tired. So I had on Facebook, I know you girls are in this group, a stay named Jody. She has, I think she's like me, like her body just doesn't work like she wants it to. She's probably got some kind of shit going on like I do. But anyway, she has started making these little bookmarks, and she hand draws and paints these things, and then she ships them out to stay for free. And she's like, just let me know who your bias is. I'll ship you one out. So I was like, yeah, my bias is Lino. So she ships me the Lino
Okay, I see.
bookmark that nobody can see, right? Okay, so we got to take the background off. She sends me this, and so how do you get this?
Now, you need to be a real influencer and put your hand up behind it.
Yeah, no,
Aw,
that's not
That
gonna
is so
happen.
cute.
I'm doing good to sit here. So anyway, she sent me the bookmark for free and some freebies and stuff, and it was so cute. And so me being me, I sent her money because she does this for free. She pays for all her art supplies, the mailing and everything on her own. So I sent her money and I said, please use this money to send more things to Other Stay. And she says, no, you don't need to send me money, blah, 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 blah. So then I get a package the other day. Oops. And she sent me another Leebit and a Quokka and a Sunman and a Dwaki and a Generate and a Wolfchan and a Chandra.
Oh.
And yeah, she sent these all to me. So I'm like
Dang.
messaging her, yelling at her. I was like, you were supposed to use that money to send this stuff to Other Stays.
That's awesome.
Because I know there are
That
stays
is.
They're
out
all
there.
good. They're all so good.
Yeah, they're really,
So-
and she laminated them and the whole thing. So I'm giving her a shout out. So Jody from South Dakota, I'm shouting out, girl. Shouting out.
So JJ says that she makes Stray Kids drawings like Faith and Squeezies by hand. She if you want, JJ, you should definitely put those in Discord so we can take a look at them. I'm sure they're pretty awesome.
Oh, these bookmarks?
Mm-hmm. Mm-mm.
No, JJ's.
No,
Okay.
JJ said that.
Oh, what'd she say? Sorry.
She says she
And,
makes Stray Kids
maybe
drawings like Faith and Squeezies by hand.
Drop Jody's in the description.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the only ad I have is Facebook Messenger for her. So
Oh, okay. Maybe reach out to her and see if she's got like Instagram or something.
If y'all want to reach out to her, yeah, let me know. I will get with her and make sure it's okay to give her or to give y'all whatever it is that you need. And yeah, my room's still a mess because I'm still separating packing shit, and my son hasn't brought my box or my thingy to put all the packing shit in, so we're still in cardboard boxes.
So I'm taking that Korean language class, and one of the things that she was talking about was a mini Korean dictionary. I was unaware of exactly what the mini stood for.
The what? There is
Now you
no
know.
freaking possible way I can read anything in a book that damn small.
It
That's
is
the
the
magnifying
size
glass
Never
of
gonna
for.
happen.
playing cards.
Yeah, there's I can play Uno because the numbers are really big.
I mean,
That's
there was
yeah.
definitely some truth in advertising, but I was like, damn, I was not expecting that.
I think my one thing I'm gonna have trouble with is being able to tell the difference between the formal talk and the informal talk. So like basically going to Korea, you're gonna obviously have to talk formally to almost everybody there because you don't know how old they are, you don't know like what status they are, so you got to stick to formal until you really like you ask those questions.
Essentially,
And
add imnida to everything.
well, it's also y'all.
Yeah.
So
Well,
that's
yo
all.
What?
is more polite. Um, imnida is
I
more
just
formal.
say
Formal.
it's better to learn
Polite
the
is the
formal and
general.
speak formally to everybody. That way you don't
Yeah,
offend
exactly.
anybody.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Polite,
Obviously, the
the
one thing you have to
yo
work on.
is more the polite conversation.
Yeah.
But you'll hear
Oh,
like
really,
serving
Nia? And
staff
you're
say
like,
imnida.
you're not even 20 yet, so don't talk to me about not being able to see small shit. Yeah. So
Hey, there's some blind youngings over here. Thank you. There's some
right?
blind. I
My
definitely still have
my
trouble seeing
body
with my
shit has
glasses.
a lot to do with me going blind. So I showed y'all that I had gotten Hannah's stuff in. Should I show everybody else? Because her stuff
for it.
is oops.
Did you
I didn't know
see
this
she
was in
just
here.
celebrated 1 year since
Yeah,
the
on
album
her
release?
live today.
Perfect Blues.
Yeah.
I didn't see it, but anyway, so this is the CD packaging, just the little, I don't know what you'd call it. Anyway, it's the CD. And it came with the booklet, of course. But because I'm super special, I also got a signed photo card and I got a
Yeah,
Barry
yeah.
sticker. Yeah, so cute.
Oh, she.
I'm having to buy a special photo card thing just for Hannah's stuff. This
Did you end
is
up getting the postcard one?
for Hannah. Yeah, I'm all.
Mhm.
All of my stuff is signed and blah blah. This is the journal that someone didn't buy that she's going to regret it, but it is super cute. It's literally a journal of her journey on making this album, I think.
Oh,
There are some
that's what
pages.
that was.
There's the CD. Yeah, there's I haven't like actually read it, but there's some blank pages you can add your own stuff. It come with a little doodle, so Hannah's little doodle.
Yeah. Oh. That's the
And
doodle
then
she said to.
yeah, and then this little packet. Oh shit! It's the from Hannah Bang. Anyway,
Oh.
and it come with this little ID card. Says if found, please return to me. So I'm going to put that in my pocket. So maybe they'll return me to Hannah. That would be awesome. I got another photo card. And look at this, another photo card.
Oh, her blue stone.
Yeah, she's like
Oh,
super. They look, her and Channy look so much alike. A bookmark that I don't actually read, so it's just
let me
and
see.
stickers.
All these bookmarks and you don't read.
It's for the
Well, I used to read
album when
a
you're looking
lot,
through the
and
pictures.
Oh, yeah.
Like
Yeah.
pick your favorite ones. That's where your bookmark goes.
yeah, pretty much. So that was the diary or the journal. I think she called it a journal. This is the white case. You know how long it took me to figure out how to open this damn thing? Yeah, it's
Oh my God.
magnetic on the side, so don't try to push and pull because it ain't gonna come out. It only took me an hour to figure that shit out. Then I just felt stupid. So it does come with the photo book. So that's her POA right there in ballet. And then of course it's got the beautiful pictures of Miss Sexier Than Most, Hannah. This is her lyrics book. And then I got another envelope in this one. Oops. Okay, so other envelope. And we got, okay, so this thing, I couldn't figure this thing out. I'll show you in a minute. Another photo card of Hannah. A postcard. More stickers. And then this thing right here. It's like heat activated. I don't know if you can see the stuff start coming in.
Oh,
But yeah,
so you're gonna keep it in a lamp or something?
Well, no, I mean it literally takes heat, and I'm not getting my heat gun out. It's in the kitchen, but so, and I can't remember. It's like some kind of verse. It's not like a Bible verse, but it's like something like a quote,
Oh,
like an
wow.
inspiration quote or something. So I really love her packaging. Her marketing team is amazing. And then I got a signed Hannah poster.
Oh, wow.
It got all crinkled in shipping, so I was kind of upset about that. But and then
Are
we
you gonna
have the
frame it?
big. I will probably put it in a sleeve, a protective sleeve, and I won't hang it. I'll
Wait,
put
is
it
that signed too?
with all my other posters.
That's signed too?
Yes, signed and numbered. I got.
See,
I don't know
that's
what
what I wish
number.
Stray Kids would do.
I got-
While I do love the
I
photo
got
cards, I would love
312
the
out of
album.
1,000. Yeah. So I
Wow.
got 312 out of 1,000. She did sign it. This is also a very beautiful set. Another poster. If you want to see
Oh,
that.
wow.
A very beautiful. All these pictures are super dark, but they're gorgeous of Hannah.
Except for her brother,
Um,
keeping it dark concept.
I was just gonna say the same thing.
Right. That family is very dark. I'm kidding.
No,
this
you know
is
what's funny though?
actually
His mom
the
and his dad
LP.
look like the peppiest people. Like,
I know,
what the
right?
crap?
Oh, wow.
Wow.
It's the vinyl, the limited vinyl. I missed the opportunity to get the Perfect Blues vinyl. I was super pissed about that because I had all of her stuff except for the blue vinyl.
Yeah.
So there's
Keep an eye on Mercari.
trying to get it all back in. Huh?
Keep an eye on Mercari.
I don't know that people are actually going to sell those. And then another envelope, and this one is stuffed full of stuff too. So let me see.
You know
Okay.
what?
So
In,
another photo card. What?
in Korea, they had the K-pop stores. They would have signed albums, so they would have different of the Stray Kids signed albums on there with all the members on there. And it just sucks that they just keep them from display and don't actually sell them. Like $200 right here, ma'am, right here. I'll buy it.
I know.
They don't sell them.
My biggest problem with that is you don't know if they're authentic, and people do
So those ones
forge
were?
shit like that. Stickers. The credit thing. Oh, this is what it is. It's like little laminated cards with her credits and lyrics on them for all of the stuff in the album. So that's why it was big. Yeah. And that's all I have from Miss Hannah Bang. Now, if I can get her back in here, that would be great. But I've been getting kind of happy mail all week.
I should get something on Wednesday. It just told me it shipped the Matt to school stuff.
And yeah, the boys are on the back, but this particular one is all Felix. So it's a magazine full of Felix.
Which it should be like that always instead of just having the cover of them.
Yeah, right. I did get the L cinnamon a while back.
Like, in all
I
honesty,
don't know what this
it
is on the
would
back.
make so much more sense to me, even if it's just like a limited run, to do like a copy of W magazine that is literally just their cover art, and do like they should
Oh yeah,
a group photo on the front and then just their cover images, one whole magazine of just that.
Yeah.
because the magazine inside the magazine, all the magazines are the same. It's only the covers that are different.
Yeah.
You know how I know that? Because I got 4 of them
Is
sitting over
upsetting?
here.
Is that in Korea at that time that I was there when the magazines were coming out, there was no magazine. Like, what the fuck?
Were they just not
Like-
carrying them, or were they out?
I have no. I
Because
don't
this
know,
is
because
W Korea. You would think Korea would have their W magazine, but
I
got
seen
the
W
IN.
Korea, but they weren't of them. It was like of like Blackpink or other groups that I didn't recognize. But
I'm telling you, these boys do not get the love in Korea that they should. They seem to be overlooked a lot.
yeah, seriously.
But they're getting incredible recognition the rest of the way around the world. So at this point, bring them to
Yeah, they
us.
don't.
We will welcome them with open
I
arms.
know. Like, imagine if they were to have Pakistanis here. Like, oh my lord, they would need to use that, like what they used at the LA Stadium. They would need to use that just for the fan sign. They wouldn't be
This
able to have
is
like,
the 2022 September issue. It's got posters and stuff in here. I just haven't put it all out yet. I did find the nylon that came out right as I became a stay, so I was able to get that. This nylon, I think, has them in here too somewhere, but because this is the one that was like from 2019 or something. Like, they were super young.
wow.
So
The
I got that
babies.
one. I know they're babies.
I think
Got
for
that.
me, I'm
That
just gonna
is
stick with the albums and the PCs, because if I were to get everything they
2018.
have, I would not survive in this world. I wouldn't be alive. Because I would be that
yeah.
broke.
See, I ran out of albums to buy, so I had to go do something else.
Luckily
This
for
one has
me,
Stray Kids in it. It's like interviews and stuff.
they keep
Oh,
on
I think I
releasing
got 2 of
different
these, actually.
albums, and I like to get them by free, so I'm kept busy. I'm kept busy. I'll be okay for a little while.
So by me
See,
though,
other
like
stuff.
when 5 Star came out, the one Walmart that I end up going to, I had to ask. They had a whole box of them that they hadn't even put out on the shelves, and I guess nobody else had asked. So let me tell you, I am loving my little podunk middle of nowhere area of town that I have my choice of K-pop albums when I go into Walmart, because nobody's buying them.
No, that's how it is at the
Yeah,
Target that
'cause
I'm at.
it's-
Like, I literally had to ask
Yeah.
them if I can get one so they can go to the back and grab them. And they don't even ask you what kind that you want. They just bring out any random one. And I'm just like,
Well, but then again, like the Targets near me, if they do put them out on the shelves, people cut them open and take the damn cards out.
oh
They
yeah.
take out all the
Yeah.
inclusions and leave the rest of the album.
First
Because I
of
know what
all,
they're doing. What are you doing, Val?
stop
You
being
cannot get
so
back there.
American, okay? Stop being American. At that point, once you become a K-pop fan, you're no longer just American. Act like it. Get yourselves together.
Although we can't do what
Who's your bias,
K-Stays
JJ?
and J-Stays do and buy all those albums and just throw them in the freaking trash.
That's how I get so many albums. I want to say cheap from Japan, because the Japanese people have learned that you pick up all the albums that were just discarded and you can sell them in bulk. Like, I will pay $1. I think my last shipment was like over 50 albums. I mean, it cost me like $200 something to ship, but I'm also selling those without inclusions for $15 to $20 each. I've made my money back tenfold already,
Girl,
and I still have a ton of them.
If I
So
ever go to
yeah.
Japan, that is gonna be the first thing. I'm gonna shift it to the trash. Like, start selling albums.
Yeah, you don't have to
Make
sift through the trash. They throw the shit down on the street.
that is so stupid.
Yeah,
That is
they have like piles of albums. When an album comes out, like Jimin's new album that comes out on Thursday and the kids' new album, they'll take all the shit out and throw the album down on the ground. So
the
it's free for all.
disrespect.
So
The
I did find
disrespect.
some District 9 tour stuff, and this completes my. I got the Channy postcard, which I already had him, so that one's for sale. And then I found this set. I actually only needed one of these, but I had to buy the whole thing to get the one because it was the first time I had seen the one I needed. So yeah, I'm paying for that so I can finish my set. This is the IN Taiwan PC. Super rare. Like, this is the first actual PC I've seen from the Taiwans. And I got the Channy POB from IMU, which every place I've seen them have been $100 up. I did not pay that for this, which is why I have it. So yeah, it is mine. And I did get the Felix Taiwan too, but I won't get him until next shipment around.
I'm still waiting for my little Wolf Chan. I can't wait till my stuff comes.
Oh, like your magic school stuff?
Yeah.
I know that JYP shop that I ordered my stuff through canceled my order. They never took my payment out. They never took it out. And then they just canceled it. They're like, oh, your payment didn't go through. Well, you never fucking took it out. So,
I hate that.
Like, I don't know how you want it to go through. Yeah. And then, of course, the Go orders that we're all trying to get our money back on. I ordered stuff through her that I'm never going to get. I actually went back when all of the trouble started. I went back through all of my stuff I had bought through her and I rebought it. So she just needs to refund me the money. I don't even want this stuff anymore because I already have it all. So just give me my money, but she won't return messages. She will not. I've sent her a couple of PayPal requests and she's just ignoring all of it. And people are about to go searching her down because she only owes me $100. There's other people she owes thousands to. So
see, yeah. I do see the benefits to have to doing Go orders, but that's one of the reasons why I do not do them because of stuff like that.
Well, and that's why I'm not doing any more Go orders. We have one or two that I would trust to do it anymore. But the other Go order that I have stuff with, I ordered back last year. I am talking before Thanksgiving, and I still have not received my stuff. And she just keeps adding Goes, and I'm like, take care of the shit you haven't gotten out yet. And so it's just like, I will pay the extra and go do the research and go hunt it down myself before I pay somebody else to save money on stuff that a year later I still probably have not gotten. I'm over it.
Maybe you should start your own Go thing.
Well, if I knew how, I would, but they use proxies and stuff, and I don't like to talk to people.
Oh,
I did find some Unveil.
No, it's
the Japanese Unveil. This was their first tour. So this is the Changbin. I found an IN. These are super hard to find too. I have been searching and searching and searching for these.
But yeah, like these ones right here, when I got Hyunjin and Felix's rings, I used a proxy for it to go on that site.
Yeah. Now I do buy a lot of stuff from like Amazon Japan and some other things that I use a different warehouse for, and the shipping actually is very reasonable for it. The Felix magazines, I paid, basically I could sell them for $20 each, but the shipping for 2 magazines was like $26, where I just looked at not Tower Records, CD Japan, and if they ship it directly to me, it's going to be $26 for 1 magazine. So that's kind of how the world shipping is actually cheaper in shipping. You just have to wait a little longer for them to get it to their warehouse before they can move.
JYPE needs to do what? Who has ATs?
It's a small company. Yeah, it's got the
But regardless, whoever has ATs, they opened up a merch shop on Amazon. So you're getting official merch on Amazon. And
Yeah.
as popular as these groups are becoming internationally, and it's just not making sense to purchase the shit from JYPE because it's so
Just take
expensive
you.
to ship.
Take you
That
into payment.
they
Yeah,
need to
you
do the
literally
same
pay
thing
more
with
than for
AT.
shipping than your item.
Yeah.
First of all,
I did
first
find
of all,
I found some Levanter posters I didn't know existed. I've
Well,
got
I-
Vocaracha coming in, but it's from a different place. So yeah,
Well,
this
I
is my joy
appreciate-
in life. This is like a scavenger hunt. Like I go looking for stuff, and when I find it, I find
Listen.
my treasure. So this is how I keep myself alive.
well, I appreciate the fact that these boys are going to be putting in lip PCs in there because, my lord, I would definitely take them. In Hyphen is putting in cloths that the boys wore. I would love some of those. Okay, I would love some of those.
Did you see how small the
Well-
little piece thing is? And it actually says on there not to open it.
No, oh, because it keeps their smell, right?
I no freaking clue.
I would be like,
Who knows? Who knows? I mean,
just really quick and seal it back up. No, but seriously, I would love that. I would love that. Okay.
someone buys a whole bunch of albums just to like stitch together the little pieces of fabric.
Making it to a little blanket.
God,
Oh
that's
my
sad.
lord.
It'll be their whoopee.
I cannot find my box.
Honestly, I would love that. Like
Crap.
the things I could do. You know what? You know what? Maybe Stray Kids are smart because people can make voodoo dolls with that crap.
Mm.
Yeah, they
Maybe
can.
they're smart with that.
And they would
Maybe they're
work.
smart with that. Yeah. I said now that I think about it, I would try that. So maybe they shouldn't. Maybe they shouldn't.
You would put a freaking love potion on your voodoo doll. Channy, come love me.
I would not put a love potion on there because I don't like to force love like that. But maybe a see me kind of potion type thing, like recognize me. Yeah,
I don't know
like
if y'all
you'll
can see
know
my
who
cup.
I am. Oh, cute.
Yeah, I have another one that makes cups like this. I have this one and I can't remember what the other one is, but what, Benny? What do you want? What is it that you want? You had to come bug me. What is it? Nothing? See, nothing. He's like a kid. He just wants the attention for no reason. What do you want? Quit trying to shake my hand. What are you doing? Go play. I'm not.
Oh my lord,
Oh,
Annie!
oh, it's
At the
because I
freaking
put his
festival?
balls in. What?
Like, what is going on with my boy?
What about balls? There's a lot
What?
going on right now.
Oh, I put all of his balls in a secret hiding place that he can't find, so he can't bug me with them. And that's probably what he's.
That's why I keep
wanting.
seeing him pacing
It's
around
not
in the
gonna happen.
background.
So I
Is that
only
what
have
he's
like
doing? Was it him or Bell?
I
Diddy,
only
move.
have about
Move.
3 plushies of each one of the Scoozies. Different one.
I only have official Leebits.
I only have
The
homeless
rest
children
are
from
cheap knockoffs.
I have the mini official ones, the original official ones, and I have knockoff ones.
The knockoff ones is the ones I display because
Yeah.
sometimes
I have
the
those to
dogs
travel
find their
with.
way to them.
I use those to travel with, so that way I won't
I keep my
disturb the-
Leebits. I keep my Leebits way up, except for this one who got found by the dogs, so he's with me now. But all my official ones I keep way up so the dogs don't think they're theirs. Miss Bella.
Yeah, mine are up on the close to the ceiling. Mine are close to the ceiling. Should I try on my my hanbok?
Yes.
Okay, let me see.
I don't know
Okay.
how many plushies I have. Because I have the ones that are heads with keychains, and then I have the fake ones, and then I have the Pilot Lee-Bit. Okay, so I have one whole set of unofficials, a whole set of unofficial keychain ones, and then I have like two official Lee-Bits, the Pilot and one of the other ones. Can't remember which one it was.
Let me
Stop
see.
walking through here.
So I'm gonna put on a hanbok that I got from Korea, and I'm gonna show y'all.
Okay. I'm going to blur my background so y'all don't have to see all my mess.
What are the skizoos that look like candy corn?
What?
The Halloween ones?
Were they?
Okay, so this is the skirt. You see how they have it out like this?
Yeah.
Like with the way they wrap it around was crazy. I had to figure it out for a second. Okay, so like there's like these holes in the back, right? So basically,
I'm not sure they would have had to wrap anything around me. I'm not sure what to fit me.
So they have you put it on like this, right? And you have to like go to the back of it, the hanbok, to put it in the hole.
So it's like a wrap skirt,
yeah,
you know,
You
from
put it
like
in
the
the
70s
hole.
and 80s. Okay.
And then you put it around. But the other one, oops, I dumped it. I like took a second to figure it out because I forgot how she did it. But she basically did it like this, where she wrapped it around and then she tied it. Like that. So that's how that one looks. Hold on, let me take my shirt off real quick. Out of frame.
Take it off.
Take
crap.
it off. Take it off.
Okay.
Ow! Ow! Ah!
Okay. So you see, this is how tight this one is because of my boobs. So let me squeeze it in there.
It's so pretty.
It's all silk. Which is why it was so expensive because it's actual silk. I'm like, I'm not a commoner. I deserve the best.
Holy mother of God. Seriously.
Or,
Oh, Claudia, that's gorgeous.
right? That's what I thought. I was like, oh.
Just a minute. I want to look. I'm just putting the hand of shit up.
And then they give this too. So this right here, you put on your skirt right here. And you put it in the little hole. So that way it hangs like this on there to show like,
Oh,
and then
wow.
you get a little purse bag that you could also hang off of there.
Where's my box, Benny?
Like that. See?
Oh, that's pretty.
It's so pretty.
How hot are they? Are they hot or no?
So since no, it's actually not. Like it's silk, so it's like basically breathable.
Cool.
So that's why I was like I'm a princess.
I'm a pretty, pretty princess.
Okay, I'm gonna take it off. Yeah, it took me like a good like hour to try to figure out how to put the dang skirt on because I forgot how she did it. Because they were dressing me themselves.
No, that's really pretty.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love it. It was worth the amount of money I spent on
So
it.
if I ever go to Korea, I just need to know to have a G to put down for a handball, right?
Yeah,
Stop.
about. Depends on which one you want.
Well, it's the amount of material that they have to go around me.
Yeah,
Did I
it
send
was
you guys? There's I think I sent it in the group that there's a girl that sells like the plus size Hanbok inspired clothing.
no, you didn't.
Can I forward that one? Yeah, I haven't seen it.
I thought I sent it.
What are you doing? Not right here.
Yeah.
What are you doing? Stop. My dog is being a nuisance.
Yeah, it is
About
all
to get into
silk,
trouble.
and I really like, unless it's definitely one of those that are definitely not going to come out that much. They're going to just be a display thing. I
Oh, that'd
also
be so
got,
pretty to get like one of the big frames, like the big shadow box frames.
I even got a fan.
And put your
Oh,
handball in
that's
it.
really
So
pretty
this one
too.
is actually, they actually hand painted this.
Oh wow.
I would definitely put that in a shadow box with glass.
Yeah. Definitely one of the ones I would do that. I also got, oh, let me show y'all this one. It's so pretty. Hold on, let me get it.
What are you doing? You're being weird.
Why are you taking this stuff out? Go to bed. Okay, let me see. I also got this thing. It is so cool.
Get.
You see that?
That's really cool.
Is it like a
Yeah,
mini
that's-
screen?
Yeah. So, you know, yeah, those things that they have with the, but it's like paintings of like the how it is in the old time villages, the events,
Yeah.
the festivals and stuff like that. The
That's really
traditions.
neat.
And like this is what it looks like in the back.
Oh, that's cool. What does it say?
It's funny you think I would know that.
That's why I started laughing.
All right, I'm gonna share the girl in our group.
Oh, that does the hand box.
It's all like Hanbok inspired clothing. So it's like the same, it's silk, but like she has some really cute pants that the sides just tie the whole way down.
Oh, JJ, that's cool. I wish Stray Kids was a thing when I was in school because they didn't debut until like 3 years after I graduated. Maybe then I would have been
I'm
able
not
to
putting my shit up there. Oh,
maybe
there it
then I
is.
would have been able to take like Suzu's to a backpack too to also to school. That would have been cool.
Yeah, no, where I went to school at, they're pretty backwards, so they wouldn't have had K-pop anything there anyway. I still would have been made fun of. Then it would have hurt my feelings. Now I just rather punch you in the throat and move on. This is so- Seriously? Oh. Yeah, Kaden, you should give her one. Okay, I'm gonna have to read all these comments later because I'll just.
All right, I'm sending this one video because the outfit that she has on is absolutely everything.
30. Christina, you may be around my age. See, now I have to get the calculator out because I have to do that for everything. Oh, wait. Oh. Yeah, they debuted 30 years after I graduated. So yeah, right around my age.
After I graduated.
I'm 53. Yeah, I'm fixing to turn 54.
You know what? You know what though, JJ? Like, who cares? Who cares what they say? You know, my family makes fun of me all the time about my love for K-pop. My job thinks it's hilarious, but they entertain me a little bit.
Yeah, I
They
just
literally
don't talk to
like,
my family about it anymore.
well, I do, because it's just something I cannot hold back. I'm just like when something happens, I don't have that many friends outside, like where around me,
Really?
around me
Do we
here
really want to
physically.
go to the friend conversation?
Well, it's just because like uh the only ones that really talk about it is the ones at work because that's all I have around me is my like work friends. And so they should be used to it. Like I even passed out like photo pamphlets to them. I like recognize who they are. This is so that way next time we talk,
We
y'all know who I'm talking about.
And there will be a quiz later.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
At least now, I will say, becoming a stay now is a lot better than when a little earlier on, because they now are all developing their own individual style. Whereas before, at least when I became a stay, I had a really difficult time telling certain people apart. You knew exactly who Bang Chan was, you knew exactly who Felix was, but I would get Hyunjin and Ian confused. I would get
Really? It was
yes.
just me with Lino and Ian.
Lino and
I had
Ian.
issues
But
with
I
Lino
came
too.
in right after Maxident. And that freaking those Maxident pictures, Ian and Lino look like the same damn person. Like I
Mhm.
would get to know all of the guys and then they would change hair colors and it would start all over again. And it's like,
Yeah.
stop.
But they have been
But
doing that
now
for like the
I can
longest time
even just
too.
listen to their I can listen to them singing and tell you who's singing. I don't even have to look anymore.
Yep.
So.
No, honestly, there I have a friend at work that uses Felix as a painting inspiration because I gave her that photo book and she saw him, so she uses that to paint him.
Aww.
Oh, I have a
And
whole
see, it
set
doesn't matter
of
how many friends that you
Toy World.
have that are currently into K-pop or Stray Kids, you will become a stay.
Yeah, it's like literally every comeback, I send out their music videos to every single person on my list, my contacts list, and I said at least stream it once. Okay, if you love me, you stream it once. My little brothers get it, my little sister gets it. Actually, my little sister won't do it, but luckily I have her account on my TV, so I do it for her. Same with
I
my
have a
mom.
whole set of the Toy World.
I
God,
said you don't have to
these
like
blurred
them,
backgrounds.
but you will have to support me in my
You just have to
ventures.
stream them.
Okay.
This set, I have a whole brand new set that it's a duplicate if anybody wants to
Christina, that's adorable.
buy these from me.
My boss at the time, no joke, honestly believed
Aw.
Bang Chan was my husband for Rosie's.
Yeah, I know that story cracks me up.
Yeah. She still brings it up to this day. She said, "Remember when you made me believe that that was actually your husband?" I said, "I told you that that's gonna be my husband. I didn't say he was physically my husband right now." Okay. I said I'm manifesting it to happen in real life, and by your negative thoughts, you're not helping. So I'm gonna need you to back up. Okay, get back to that mindset.
So at work, I was at work when I was able to get the signed albums. And first of all, everybody's just like, are you talking about those Korean men again? And I'm like, yes, you don't know this by now, that's like the only thing that I'm going to be talking about. But I come running down the hall and I am silent screaming going,
Yes. So do
See,
I.
But
My
but
little
the
sister makes fun of
person
me.
you should be saying thank you to is the one who kept stalking the page after the other co-host complained that she lost her order. Because as soon as I saw you got your order canceled, I was on that page, boy. I was refreshing. I was like,
yes. Casamida.
so I got 4, and Aaliyah got a set, I think.
I got 2 of the other ones. So now I got 4 of the boom version and 4 of the 8 version, the chick version. Like,
yeah, because I was so mad I didn't get I can't believe all my stuff was screwed up, so I couldn't get them. What do you want, Benny?
I never thought in my life that they would do that. So that it was exciting. Like they would put the stuff back on the market. Like, psych, you thought.
But did you do like 2 different orders, or did you order 8 at the time?
I had 3 different orders. So I had ordered one
so they canceled 2 of them?
They only canceled 1. So I had one order where it was 2 boom versions, 2 chick versions, and then I ordered another one where it was 2 boom versions and that's it, 2 boom versions, and then I ordered another one where it was 1 boom version. So that was 5 in total of the boom versions. So they canceled the one with the 1 in it. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And I only got the other boom version because I could, not because I wanted it. I wanted the other 8 version. I wanted the other chick version. So I wanted 4 of the boom and 4 of the chick version. So whenever they put them back in the market because they're counseling people who is going over, I was like, bam, son. Like at the moment you told me that they were like right there, I was like, let me go try. And it let me.
I know. It was so funny, like in other group chats and stuff, people were like, well, they had some available, but I guess they're all sold out now. And I'm like, yeah, because y'all weren't stocking that shit like I was.
Yeah, if you really didn't say that, I would have never known. And I did manage to get what I wanted.
Sometimes I'm really smart like that. Or manipulative, whichever way you want to put it. I don't care.
As soon as you sent that message, I immediately went to the link and I was like, sold.
Same.
Because like seriously, as soon as you sent that cancellation, I immediately logged on and I was like, refresh.
I was like,
so.
I am grateful for your neurotic tendencies. Kamsahamnida.
Yes. I have a lot of them. Yes, I do. We have had a busy weekend. I have not been going out on. I'm not going out on this one either. Yeah, I have. So I'm helping with the fundraising tomorrow and Tuesday, and then I do
JJ.
standby. Thanks, JJ. I have standby medical Wednesday through Saturday, so I will be indisposed most of the week because we have a huge city picnic where they have like high school reunion and blah blah blah, and all these people come to our town and do stupid shit. So hey, but it's only supposed to be like in the 80s at night, so that'll be nice. Do I have this set? I have this set too. Okay, so I have another set of Toy World. The
argument going on in our chat right now is hilarious.
Nia and Minnie always argue in the chat, okay, and it's so funny.
Okay,
they always
I
argue
was
in the
really
chat.
dreading this one because I thought they were both going to be gone, and I'm like, there's not going to be anybody to talk to, but they did not let us down. And they always have this backhanded stuff that nobody else knows about that they're arguing about, and so we're all going, what?
Yeah. It's like
okay. One of these days I'm going to get to Yeah, one of these days I'm going to get to the East Coast. So I'm going to be like tracking these girls down.
And I just want to say before we get too far into things, Tanya,
What?
thank you. I know that we are over, what is it, 2,200 subscribers now.
Yeah, it's about to hit 23.
Thank you for bringing us together.
Yeah.
Thank you for starting this. Thank you for all the hard work that you do with the daily
Yay!
posting.
Liz joined us.
Oh, hi, Liz.
Hey, Liz.
But
No,
I think that you have brought together an amazing group of people, and our community is just going to keep growing. And I just want to say how much I appreciate you.
Thank you.
no, honestly,
It's been a lot of work.
I was watching the 9th season on Stray Kids, and that episode was about a bunch of people like they're saying who they're thankful for. They were giving gifts about them being thankful, and all I kept thinking about was that too. I'm just like, what would I be doing right now if I never got your message about it, like saying like, hey, you want to join a podcast group type thing, or if I never took that chance to even do it. It honestly, like, I would be by myself celebrating everything that's been going on.
Well, you can thank the co-host that pissed me thoroughly off, because I don't even remember who it was that I was talking to, because they literally did this shit to me on my birthday. On my birthday, they did it.
Damn.
And so I don't remember who I was talking to, but that individual said, start your own. And I thought,
Why not?
okay. Yeah, and that's when I started reaching out to everybody, because I had done all those stay stories that summer. And the thing is, it was my idea to start the podcast in the first place. So the fact that the other two like literally just shoved me out of it was really, I spent my entire birthday crying, because they just really destroyed me. And then because I wanted to do stays, so I wanted to bring stays on to tell their story, to show, because I was always hoping, well, hopefully the guys will even just catch a glimpse of a short in this or something and decide to start watching. And they're like, no, we don't want to put that kind of pressure on them, blah, blah, blah. And I'm just like, fine. So that's when I started doing the stage story edits on my own. I don't know what that was.
My microphone turned off and it scared the shit out of me.
Oh. But yeah, and then they just, like, one of them, they would never share my edits, like, because we had like 4 different platforms, and I didn't want the email addresses. I didn't want access to them, because I didn't want them coming after me saying, oh, well, you did blah, blah, blah. And they would never share my stuff. And then straight up, I told them before we even started this, I said, I am not going to sexualize these kids. I said, if that is what y'all intended to do, I'm just going to not even bother to do it at all. And they're like, no, we're not going to do that. And then here it goes, 2 months later, and they're wanting to play a game of whose butt is this, or whose blah, blah, blah is this. And I'm like, did I not tell you? Now, I'm not saying we don't all look. I mean, come on. Boys know what they're doing. These kids know what they're doing. Okay. But like making games out of it, stuff like that. Yes. I'm still trying really hard, because fully fledged men are still half my age or more, or less, I should say. They're younger than my children. That's bad. But yeah, so I want to thank all you ladies for giving me a chance, because I reached out to, I don't know how many stays I reached out to, but a lot of them responded and then just kind of fell away. What are you trying to do? I swear to God, my dog is trying to hunt me. But I think we ended up with the cream of the crop. Well, minus the one.
Yeah, we definitely started with a lot of people.
We swept. pretty quickly, and I think we've all risen to the occasion. So
And you know what's funny? I never even
yes,
went into the whole social media stuff either when I first became a stay. When I first became a stay, it was at that time that I was going through a lot with the adoption with my daughter and when she got removed and placed with us and stuff like that. So I wasn't like fully invested with the whole social media part with it. All I was doing was just listening to their music and just sticking to that. So when I first saw your post, I got onto the Facebook postings, but I never really like was very interactive with it or anything like that, where I didn't post at all. I didn't really interact with any of the posts that was on there. But then I saw yours, so I'm just like, oh, but this would be fun to do. Let me just do it once. So I never really expected to receive your message. So when everything calmed down here and the adoption went through and everything was like calm and you sent that message, I was like, sure, why not? Why not?
yeah,
And it's honestly been really fun to do because before I just went to work and came home and took care of my daughter. I didn't do anything else. Like I didn't
yeah.
have a hobby. I had
Well,
my little, well, I mean, besides collecting the albums and the PCs, there's was my hobby, but I was doing it alone then. But now now I have y'all to
yeah,
talk to. Like my phone's always blowing up with messages because everybody's always like messaging in that chat. So my days definitely
yes.
become livelier. It's definitely became livelier.
Yeah, when we first started, the people in the chat don't know this, and I'm going to tell this story because it still makes me laugh my ass off. When we were first starting this, and Jessica was making that Discord, and it was me and her and you, I think, in that chat, and we were like just going and going and going and going, but you were working, and your phone kept buzzing so much you had to take it out of your back pocket.
Oh yeah.
And all I could think about is like, just put your phone back in your back pocket. Have a good day.
Yeah, that's
So,
right. That's right.
yeah. I know that. I mean, I do live in a podunk town. It's literally an hour and a half to the closest city where I live. So I'm in the middle of the Midwest, and nobody around me knows what the hell I'm talking about because there is one kid but he's into J-pop, not K-pop. So we don't really have a lot to talk about. I was alone in this, and truthfully, if the kids had not found me at the time they did, I would not be sitting here. I would not be sitting here. Like,
Yep.
between all of my physical ailments and stuff, 2023 was not on my list of things to do. Sorry, I'm probably gonna get emotional. So when they did find me, and I hadn't laughed that much in years, like watching their content, and that's what pulled me out because I was alone all the time. I mean, I don't have friends, and that's another story I'll tell y'all later. But we were talking about that this weekend. So when they did find me, it was literally in the nick of time because I was done. I was over it. So it was really, really hard at first, thinking, well, here I am into these kids, and nobody understands what I'm going through. And that's when I actually started looking for communities. Unfortunately, the first community I found, the chick was power hungry, like super bad power hungry. Like they would have like special chatsy stuff for the members in their group. But then if you went in there and started chatting and it started making people's phones blow up too much, they would literally close the chat. Like you couldn't do anything anymore. And she did that several times after I started, and it just really felt like she was just coming after me. It's like, just kick me out. Why are you like taking all this shit away from people? I couldn't ask a question without feeling like a dipshit. Things like that. So that is why I am very open to baby stays. It's like, ask the questions. That's how you learn. I'm not going to make fun of you. I'm not going to judge you. Would you stop rubbing your ass on my arm? I am going through shit over here with this damn dog. I don't know what his deal is today, but we're about to.
Well, and I think
box.
as getting into K-pop can be very overwhelming. There's so
Yeah,
much
yeah.
content that can be consumed, that it, you start out with just enjoying a couple songs, and then it's like, all right, now I got to know their names. So you figure that out, and then you just deep dive down this rabbit hole of
Yeah.
just hours upon hours upon hours of content.
It's
And
definitely
then like
Wonderland. It's definitely
the
Wonderland.
lingo, there's a whole vocabulary that goes along with it, and then talking about comebacks, and we're doing like 2 and 3 comebacks a year. It not
Yeah.
only is it expensive, it's a lot of information. And I said this in the last podcast, but it's like, no, you don't have to spend the money to be a fan. You can just enjoy the
No, you don't.
music, but it becomes addicting to have a full collection
It's
of
an
whatever it
obsession.
may be. But for me, I think, Tanya, was it in a Go group that we started
Yeah, it was in
talking?
Nicole's Gold group. She's the
Okay.
only one I would ever trust, but I think she's too busy to do them anymore.
Yeah, she shut it down.
Yeah,
But you
because
reached
she let
out
me
to
put the stay
me.
story message in there, and some of y'all sent me your stay stories from that. But then
Mhm.
it was when your husband had his incident that I really got to know you. Yeah. So
Tomorrow is a
yeah,
year. Tomorrow is a year since his
yeah.
stroke. So, I was so grateful for you and the other people that were in that Go group, that, I posted that in there, that I was sitting in the hospital in the middle of the night, that I had just taken my husband to the hospital from having a stroke. And yeah, Tanya, you were consistently reaching out to me, and you were such an amazing source of support for me during that whole time. And ever since. Um, and then when you were talking to me about what had happened with the other podcast that you were doing, and I suggested that you start your own, and then we
Is
started
that what
spitballing
you're the
names.
one that did that? Yeah,
Then we started
you're the one that
spitballing
suggested that.
names, and I said, stay in. My intent with it was more like a CNN sort of deal, not necessarily thinking of the rooms,
Mm-hmm.
but the other people in the group, that was originally interested in doing this, kind of took that and ran with it. And
Yeah,
then,
I know who it was that, but she suggested doing like the room numbers and things like that. And I thought that is an amazing idea. But then she like disappeared and never came back again. And I'm like, oh, did we make her mad? I mean, I don't,
so once you
I think
then
it
put
just
it
got
out
too
there,
overwhelming for people.
once you put it out there that, you were going with stay in and you were running with it, then you're like, you're doing this too, right? And I was like, okay.
Yeah, I'm kind of bossy like
I
that.
was just like fully content to just be a cheerleader on the sidelines. And then you're like, no, you're in it with me. So I'm grateful to everybody that has been a part of this group. And yeah, my phone is going off pretty constantly all day. I actually have to mute you guys overnight since we're on different time zones.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I'm
Well, don't feel bad. I mute often, and there's a lot of times that y'all will see me kind of disappear, and it's usually because I'm having some kind of mental existential crisis. It's been a really hard summer.
you've had
Really
your
hard
hands
summer.
full.
We celebrated my nephew's wedding on Friday, and I actually enjoyed it because I hate weddings. They were beautiful. It was funny. I enjoyed spending time with my nephews that I don't get to see because they live in Texas. And then the oldest one, his fiance, I just adore her. And they're getting married next April. So we're taking 3 trips to Texas next year.
Oh wow.
One in April, one in June, and one in July. So on top of all of the tour dates in the US, I hope that we can, I don't know. I'm going to have to get a job. But this podcast is a lot of work. but it has been a source of sanity for me to have a community that knows exactly what I'm talking about when I'm explaining things, because most of the people that are involved with it know. And some of you even had the same story as I did, like they found you in the nick of time, because there's a lot of people out there that I don't think, and that's the reason I did the stay stories, is because I was like, I want to know if I'm the only one. Like, am I really just so sad that I'm the only one that can say that? And no, I'm not. There were, I would say more of my stay stories were about how stray kids found them than just being a K-pop K-pop fan or anything like that. Majority of my stories was talking about how the kids found them, and it's just the whole story it's just amazing that these 8 kids don't know we are alive, but they also don't know how many people they've actually saved. Like millions of people. And they continue to do it. They're Stay have, well, when we first got into it, Stay was an amazing fandom. It's only been the last 6-7 months, or well, since October, that it's been a shit show. But yeah. Yeah, I get it, Christina. God, you've had a summer like I have. Yeah, I lost my dad the first of the summer, and then literally 13 days later, I lost my aunt. And then this week, we had a wedding and 2 reunions in Texas. So it's been a busy summer. It's been very heartfelt. I don't cry over people dying very often because, well, and I never cried over my mom's death because we had such an amazing weekend before she died. She had been sick for so long. She has been sick nearly as long as my children were alive. Like, she's been sick a
Wow.
really, really long time. And what's funny is, as sick as she was, we thought she was going to be one of the first ones to go, and she was actually the last. So it was a lot. And yeah, this week's going to be busy, but after this, it's going to start calming down. So, but yeah, Hyunjin found me in his backdoor long-haired blonde era. He popped up on my FYP I think it was on my Instagram. And I have never looked up South Korea, K-pop, anything of that. So I couldn't figure out why this beautiful dancing blonde kid kept popping up on my thing. And I didn't look at it for like weeks. I just kept scrolling by, and I was finally like, I'm just gonna watch it. And then I was like, damn, I really loved his dancing. I used to dance way back when. I miss it. And then the next day I was like, okay, I'm going to listen to some of their music. And so I'm cleaning house and Maniac comes on, and I'm like, whoa, I've seen all these kids. Where did that come from? So then, just took a deep dive into that rabbit hole and haven't been out since. So it's really been an adventure. I love the kids. They're amazing. They're amazing people inside and out. And I just hope that more people can see that and stop acting like dickheads to them. It's just, it makes me mad.
I definitely, Christina, the Felix effect is super, super real. God's Menu is what sucked me in.
The Hyunjin effect is the one that got me, but yeah.
It came up on my FYP on TikTok. So my year last year was kind of an absolute train wreck. It started with me getting a concussion. And then I ended up with cellulitis in my face that started as like an ulcer. And then we went on vacation. I got sick while we were on vacation, and my husband was kind of starting to have some issues then. A week after we came home from vacation is when he had his stroke. And 3 weeks after that, we had a huge falling out with my mother-in-law and had to kick her out. And then my daughter turned 16. So trying to teach a 16-year-old how to drive in the midst of all this, I was emotionally not in a good place. Even with like the help of medication, and like I was actively seeking help for what was going on. And, you know, while I was home and supposed to not be on electronics with my concussion is really when things started. And that's when I found Felix. And a couple months later is when I met Tanya through the Go group. And then things kind of spiraled out of control from there. But, you know,
like jumping on a freight train going downhill.
What drew me in, honestly, was, you know, things like Channy's room and, you know, all of the super positive messages that you heard from all of the kids about being accepting and loving yourself and taking care of yourself. And, you know, it's okay to be proud of your accomplishments, and it's okay to, you know, love things about yourself. And that is something that I've struggled with my entire life. So I actively avoided K-pop. Like I actively avoided BTS, which was the only huge K-pop group that was really going on over here, or that was within my realm of knowledge. I actively avoided that. And then Felix. Started with Felix, and it all went downhill from there. Or I should say uphill, because I have thoroughly enjoyed last year was a rough year for, I think, everybody, even Stray Kids. But to see how they persevered and continue to still put out positive messages and to still show love to the fandom while not taking shit, because Channy will still put your ass in your place if you are stepping out of line. So,
but he also throws a lot of sugar with that, you know, like he'll put you in your place, but he's also the most delusional one of the group as well as the fandom. So it kind of evens itself out.
Well, but he will do it in the most, he does it in the most dad way of like, I'm not mad, I'm disappointed.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
I'm just
I think
so
how real the kids are. Like with the kids, what you see is what you get. There's no acting. It's just them. And I think that's what really sealed the deal for me. Their content was hilarious, yes. But, you know, they can always act one way and then hate each other off screen or whatever. These kids love each other. Nearly more than their families, I really think. They depend on each other all the time. I mean, we saw it when Channy's like, I miss the kids, or who was it? Somebody else was like, I think it was Sunmin or somebody was like, I really wish the other members were here, or I mean, things like that. So you know that they are a family. They care deeply for each other.
And seeing their content,
I feel bad for anybody that tries to come between them. That just would not be smart.
Seeing the content where they actively go out of their way, like Chan is definitely the father figure, wanting to make sure that everybody's taken care of. But then seeing like Lino and Sungmin and them step in to make sure that Chan is also taken care of, making sure that he is fed, and like Hyunjin feeding him like hand to mouth,
showing up on his birthday when he was by himself.
Sunmin does that a lot too. He makes sure Chan eats because he knows Chan doesn't eat.
Literally every single time these boys are eating somewhere, you see Sungmin coming out of nowhere and putting food in Channy's mouth, like all the time. Yeah.
What are you doing? Stop. Yeah. So
and the way that boys, they say
the love that they have for
like the Maknae, because he wants to be like babied and he wants the attention. Every once in a while, he's like, I just want to be the little guy.
You know what though? Going off the subject, the 9th season that I was telling you about earlier, where they were like getting more emotional and the thankful stuff like that. this kind of like breaches that subject of what you're talking about as well. So when we get to it, you'll be able to tell, you'll be able to like hear what happened in that whole episode. I was just like, I was crying. I was like,
Aw.
Well, if you think about it, Channy was supposed to be the matinee, and then they picked Bam
yeah,
Bam
yeah,
over
yeah,
him.
with GOT7.
So
Yeah,
the
yeah.
fact that he went from potential matinee to leader in a very short amount of time,
And
yeah, I
what
think he
makes
probably
this
has a little
perfect
bit of a
is that
complex.
even though he is a leader, the group treats him like the matinee. That's what makes it perfect as well. Like they're like, okay, yes, in some situations we do have you step to be the leader because you are the leader, but when he's not needed in those situations, they treat him like the matinee. Like with
Yeah.
them feeding him, with them like letting him like cuddle them the way he wants to, like
With Hyunjin yelling at him that he's not allowed to have caffeine.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That was the
Yeah.
funniest thing.
And then he's
And you know-
pouting. He walks off and pouts. Yeah.
Yeah, and the funny that was a double thing though. That was like two birds with one stone type thing. 'Cause he also wanted that coffee, but at the same time he was scolding Chan not to have it either. That one made me laugh. He's like, what are you grabbing?
Yeah.
Or
Could
when
you be
he
having
was
that right
fighting
now?
with IN over the snacks. And like he went to hand one to him and then he pulls his hand away and throws it in his mouth real quick.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, him and IN. Yeah.
Oh my lord.
They're
Exactly.
I just really love these kids. They're just so genuine. Their hearts
they
are so
are.
good. And they're not boastful, but they're all very humble.
Mhm.
Which
Even
is-
though sometimes I wonder about Changbin, but they're all very humble.
you know what?
Oh my
though?
God. Sorry, watching
What?
that interview where they were saying 10-step skincare routine, and he's like, I just use
Oh,
body
yeah.
lotion. And the other guys are like,
Yeah, and
You
everybody's
know
like,
what? You know
Yeah.
what's funny?
I've heard him say that before.
What's funny is that while they were doing that for the like in my mind, I was like, damn, that's what I do too.
that and when Han reads the question of who needs the most attention, and they turn around and they're like, you, and he's like, what?
Yeah.
Like, yes, you absolutely do need the most attention, baby girl.
And then Lino and the cats. Han got very offended by that he wasn't going to leave his cats to him. He was going to leave them to Felix.
Well, I mean, it only makes sense to leave cats with cats.
Right.
It only makes
Especially
sense.
his Osh. Oh, okay. I did it right. Yeah, it was
Han
I
probably
am
wouldn't even
surprised
want
though
the
because
cat.
Felix only knew that he had 2 cats, not 3.
That is true too. That is true.
yeah.
Okay, but
if you
since
think
then,
about
he
it,
has learned.
I think
since then, I'm sure he's learned.
Han is the only one that has been to his house, as far as I know. So it's hard to know he has 3 cats when you're never going to his house.
Okay, but the amount of times this man posts his cat.
Well, but they may not all follow each other. I mean, there'll be days I don't get on Bubble, and then I get on Bubble and have 300 messages to translate. So
Part of the
get it.
reason why I'm learning
And
Korean is because it takes forever for freaking Papago to
Yeah,
translate.
because you gotta
And
like click,
Yeah.
click,
I
click,
have
click,
to
click.
send you guys the picture. So they Sungmin sent Chick Chick Boom spelled out in Korean. Papago translated it as chick 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 chick.
Really? I gotta go take a look.
It's freaking hilarious. Hold on. I'm going to send it to you.
And what is with Sunmin and he grew into an adult overnight. I swear, the see-through shirts and the haircut, and the boy is looking good, and he is not looking like a 19-year-old anymore. And yeah, that boy's fixing to create some chaos more so than
And
he
chick
normally
chick
does.
is a rule of thumb somehow.
It's what?
A rule of thumb.
Oh. Well,
No,
I was
honestly-
saying like last year that they were going to have a song on the Deadpool soundtrack. So occasionally I'm
so
right
excited.
about the
I
futures.
have the next day off. I have the ticket. I am ready.
I just realized I'm off on Friday. I can stay up all night Thursday night.
Are we doing like a?
Oh, I'm
Are we
not.
doing a album drop then?
Yeah.
Maybe.
So I'm actually
Oh
working the
shit!
next day,
Never
but
mind.
that's never
I'll
stopped
still
me.
be up.
That's never stopped me.
Yeah, it's like I'm gonna be working, but we're over at 10, so I'll be home by then.
Did you guys see the picture of somewhere? I believe it was in Sweden. Freaking stocked the albums
Yes.
already.
The album covers are amazing.
Yeah.
I'm so excited. Yeah,
You know-
but I don't know that they could sell any of them. But it's Sweden. I don't know much about what goes on there. But yeah, I'm pretty
I
sure
don't
somebody
think-
got in trouble.
Yeah. I would imagine that they got in trouble. But the album
Yeah,
art
that
is
was-
amazing. And the holographic
The-
one, I'm assuming is going to be the limited.
Probably.
Because the
After the debacles we've had the last couple of times with the cheap ass stuff, it's about time they come out with something we can be proud of.
Can we go back to like ordinary packaging, please? Like
The
in a box.
boxes. Well, the
Yeah.
8, the 8 looks like they are boxes, or it did to me, or at least the limited is.
Which is that's the 8, that holographic one.
Yeah. Okay.
No, go to bed.
Good night, Amethyst.
Amethyst, go to bed.
Say good night and go to bed.
Jump? I'm not gonna jump. Cause this thing.
Yes, the Macne line is definitely glowing up.
Oh my lord!
So
They get
this
it
question-
from my phone.
Yeah. So how did this come up the other day about NDAs? Do y'all know what I'm talking about? I don't know if it's in the group chat or something else, but we were like
The what?
talking about NDAs
I
and
think
who
we
would have
talked
the
about it
bigger
last
stack
last week.
on
I
the
think-
podcast. Okay.
Yeah.
So I was thinking, I was like, man, if I ever interview those guys, that's going to be one of the questions. But then I forget that all of their interview questions like has to go through company first. But okay, everybody in the chat room right now, who do you think has the biggest pile of NDAs? I know who my vote is, but
Sunman.
I'm gonna say.
Really?
I am gonna say. That's hard. That's hard because the ones you least expect, you know. I was gonna say maybe Changmin.
that's mine because Chain Ben is a dog. I'm sorry.
Oh yeah,
he is
definitely.
not shy about it. He is not shy about that shit.
You know what?
I would
gotta
say
be
his is the
perfectly
biggest
honest.
stack.
I gotta be perfectly honest. I wouldn't be surprised if Han has got them freaking stacked up himself. Because him
No,
and
because
Chain
Chain Ben went after him and said, and that's why you're still a virgin. And Han looks at the camera like, can he say that? So no, it is not Han.
That is
That's
true
why I
too.
say that is Chain Ben. That is Chain Ben. But no, I don't think Felix does either. Felix, because there was an interview and he's like, I've never even kissed a girl before or something like that. And the dude was like 20 something already. So I don't think him and Sunmin and Han have that big stack. They could have, but I don't think they do. I think Ian's is probably
Ian-
gaining.
Yeah. I am definitely. I
Ian,
can see.
Lino is probably
I would
batting
say
for
maybe
the other team. So
maybe.
I love
Okay,
Lino.
so-
Don't get me wrong, but I mean he could be both sides, but the way he looks at Han, if I ever had
Hi,
somebody
Laura.
that looked and loved me the way he does, Han, I would die.
Listen,
I've never had anybody
one
look at me the way he
thing-
looks at Han.
one thing about Chenny too is that what I would love for this man to get some, I'm pretty sure he's not because he is up late working on all sorts of different things.
And he
And
never
he's-
sleeps.
No, honestly, he's
That's
so
why
worried.
he has a roll of toilet paper on his headboard.
And
exactly,
lotion.
exactly. With the lotion, bro, with the lotion. Like this man, just from that part alone, like he should have known better too when he was doing a tour of his room. He should have known better.
I think it's just so normal that he didn't think about it.
Normal,
And
like
you know
he
all of
does
us
it all
Americans
the
call
time.
that shit like straight up. What?
Normal, like he does that crap all the time.
Yeah.
He has to
But
get that energy out somehow.
there was a
The
time,
man
and
doesn't
I know,
sleep, so he's got to put himself to sleep somehow.
yeah, he's got to relax somehow.
No, honestly.
There was a time, and I swear I saw this interview. Somebody was interviewing Hyunjin by himself. He's sitting on a stool, and they asked him how his year was the prior year, because this was like in a January interview or something like that. And man sat there and said, "Oh, it's been amazing. I finally found somebody I really love," and blah, blah, blah. And that whole interview has disappeared. And I know it was an interview because somebody else saw the same damn one, because we were talking about it one day. And I'm like, that interview just like disappeared. Like you can't find it anywhere.
Which one? The
So
one where? Which one was it again?
they were just interviewing Hyunjin by himself, and he literally said that he had found somebody he truly loved, and
I don't think
it's
I've seen
just
that one.
gone.
I saw the
Rewatch
one
a
where he
pregame
talks
You won't
about.
either.
Agreed.
I've definitely seen the one where he talks about one night he had gone drunk and had a one night stand with somebody. So maybe that's how he gets his numbers. He gets drunk. He's a lover. He's a drunk lover. No,
Yeah, I know.
honestly, Three Racha pre-debut, like I could definitely see that. I could definitely see that because I've been seeing them going underground when they're rapping underground. You're telling me they didn't pick some people up? You telling me they didn't pick no
Yeah.
people up? No, they
Yeah.
definitely did. They definitely did.
Well, like I said, I don't think Han did. He just is so innocent.
You know what?
Like,
Another reason
and
why
Sunmin doesn't even like. People are like, let Sunmin cuss. No, Sunmin doesn't want to cuss. If he wants to cuss, he would cuss. He does not want to. He has shaken his head to stay, saying, "No, I don't want to do that." So quit trying to force the man to do something he doesn't want to do.
he's done it a few
Korea,
times.
yeah, but Korea, like Channy said this in one of his rooms, where the Korean school system actually teaches you how to have sex. Like that is one of their core things, because he said you need to know what you're doing. I'm like, really? Because I don't remember ever getting that pointer ever. Like
I didn't even know.
mine was try it and
how-
find out.
No, honestly, I didn't even know about how to even, like, I honestly thought it was just getting naked. I didn't know everything until I was like 19 years old, when my job at the time was telling me like, no, it's like this, girl. It's like
Okay. I thought oral sex was talking about sex. That's what I thought oral sex was. It was. Nobody educated me. My sex talk from my mother is don't ever date anybody you don't want to marry, because if you get pregnant, you're getting married to them. So that's why my legs were like
Mine-
permanently closed for a very long time. So I'm like, I ain't married none of these mothers.
So
So
my
yeah, I
parents
did not. And
never
what's
talked
funny,
about it.
yeah, my best friend in high school was like the biggest whore ever. Never taught me a damn thing. Like I actually got crabs from work. One of the guys that I worked with I didn't find this out till months later. We were talking about it. He had gotten crabs, and I guess I had gone to the bathroom right after he got up, because I got that shit. And I'm like, I don't even know what these are. Please come help me. And she came over there. She goes, Tanya, you got crabs. She goes, you need to shave all that shit off. And I'm like,
Oh my gosh.
oh. And it was like later on we were talking, because that guy had already like moved to another job or whatever. We saw him all the time, but I don't even know how the conversation got up. I'm like, I caught crabs from this place. And everybody looks at me and they're like, oh, Danny had crabs. When did you get them? And I said it. Oh, you got those from Danny. I'm like, you motherfucker. So any of these people that tell you you cannot get crabs from toilet seats, they are fucking lying.
No, you
I
know
got
what?
crabs from a fucking toilet seat.
You know what? I never trust public toilets because when I was in school, I heard this one girl had gotten like herpes from a toilet seat, and now she has to pee in a bathtub with water. And till this day, I have not once sat on a toilet seat. I'm too scared to do that. Okay, you know how hard
I
it
don't
is
like
to hold my
if the toilet seats are warm, my ass is coming up. I am not sitting on a warm toilet seat unless it's warm because I put it there.
and like
No,
my
no.
toilet seat's the only one that I would do that to. Even when I go to other people's house, I still get scared to sit on the
Jesus
toilet
Christ,
seat.
this has devolved into I don't even know what.
Well, you know, we got on a topic and we're still
I
there.
know.
Oh shit.
No, but my parents
Oh.
never talked about it. Their mindset was if they don't know about it, then we won't have to worry about teen
It
pregnancy.
doesn't happen. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
you know
Yeah.
what? It worked because I didn't lose it until I was like 22. It worked.
I was a virgin until I got married, except for the one time,
Damn,
but
until you
we
got
don't
married?
count that because I didn't agree to do that. So that wasn't
Are you the one
accountable
that has that
thing.
mindset that if it's through the back door, it don't count?
No. I was dating a guy who was older than I am, and he decided he was going to take what he wanted. So yeah, that was my first time. And what's funny is I can even tell you the song that was on the radio that next morning. So all of these women who come out and say, "Oh yeah, I was sexually assaulted, but I don't remember anything," you're a fucking liar. I can even tell you the color of the sheets. So don't tell me you don't remember anything.
Yeah, luckily for
And I've
me,
hated that damn song ever since.
Luckily for me, I had lost it a week before something like that happened to me. So I got lucky.
I was
Just barely missed the cut.
Yeah, but you know what? That same friend that was the big whore, when I went and told her, she says, well, what did you do to deserve it?
That's awful.
That was my supportive best friend.
You know what? When that happened, I kind of went downhill. You know how you turn into those people that either don't want to be touched at all or need to be touched? So I was that opposite one. So I kind of went downhill thinking that maybe I can erase it by feeling other people. So it definitely got out of hand. That it was in a 1 year. Like I definitely piled up bodies that year. So it definitely did not help. It did not help. It made things a lot worse. And to the point where now my parents definitely don't trust me. So
yeah. My kids, the way I had the sex talk with my kids, I was working in a porn store at the time, and I was like thumbing through the magazines because, you know, nothing to fucking do half the time. And it was like a Penthouse, I think, or something like that. They had a super good article about STDs. Like they had actual pictures of body parts that have been affected by these STDs. That was the best sex ed ever. My kids were like, nope. They're like, nope, we're not doing it. We're not doing it. So
I didn't do that.
we made it all the way through high
That's
school.
a very good part. That's a very good point. Excuse me.
I need to do that because my daughter is definitely she was exposed to it pretty early on. So she's definitely like very touchy when it comes to boys. And so I like definitely with teen pregnancy because her biological mom was a teen parent. And so I tell her like the gruesome details of a birth. I said your baby has this big of a head and it has to come out of a tiny hole and it's gonna hurt a lot when it comes out. It's gonna grow big, okay? It's gonna hurt. I went into very big details. I'm like, try me.
You need to let her go to the when your sister has hers, you need to let her go in there while she's like in labor to see what kind of pain that is. That stops a lot of it.
Simulator?
But Christina, the ones I'm talking about are the people who like literally remember nothing. Now I can understand that if you were completely passed out, like a blackout drunk or something, I get that. But
I was
if you're
definitely
going to be if you don't remember, don't go in front of God and everybody and say, "Oh, I was raped, but I don't remember anything." No,
Yeah,
no.
I was
That's not how it
I was
works.
definitely drunk. I was definitely drunk. So my dad definitely blamed
I
me.
was not drunk. I was very sober.
I was drunk. So it was partially my fault. It was partially my fault. I was drunk. I should have
Yeah,
known better.
no, I was not drunk. I didn't start drinking any alcohol at all until I was like 26. And even at that, well, except for the couple of times like right after I graduated, that didn't work out well for me either. So that's why I didn't do it too
I
much.
definitely
But
yeah, like I said, at that time I definitely became a hoe.
exactly.
Um it was very hard to reverse. Very hard to reverse, but now she's locked up. She is locked up. Kenny has the key. Let me know when he's ready to let it
Yeah.
loose.
Yeah. Now, and I always wondered, because these idols, they're not allowed to like date as per se. And I'm sorry, but you have a whole bunch of teenage bodies in a big warehouse all together. There's got to be something going on in there.
Oh,
So you
they're
can't tell me
well
that all of
aware.
these idols are like, huh?
They're well aware of what camera angles are in those dorm rooms and where
Oh
they can get
yeah.
away with stuff.
Oh yeah. I mean, all of us kids knew how to do that, whether it was you were
1998.
smoking on school
Girl,
grounds or whatever else. We all know. But it's like
1998, my girl.
I
I was only a year old.
shut up.
That's just fucking rude.
1998. I already had 2 kids, an acre of land, and a house to take care of. So actually 1998. No, we had moved. So we
With
were,
all
I
due
don't know where we
respect,
were living.
Claudia, fuck you.
Yeah. Yeah. Pretty much. If I'd known then what I know now.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So it's the kids, they're definitely getting something from somewhere. But Korea itself is probably somebody's
You know
making a
what?
fortune printing up these NDAs because they're flying off the fucking shelves.
Let me tell you, I would definitely sign an NDA for Kenny. No questions asked. If Mans came up with an NDA to me, I would sign it on the spot. Won't even need to read it. Okay.
So
Won't
why
even
don't you
need to
just
read it.
take one and hand it to him already signed?
Girl, I will paper plane that fool onto the stage. I will paper plane that onto the stage with the sign that says sign. I signed it already.
Yeah.
Just have a clip
Let's not
to the
waste
side.
any
I brought
time.
my
It's already
NDA.
here.
I already have it signed. Like, don't play with me. No, honestly, like, don't play with me.
I was like, so does the companies have like working girls specifically to keep their idols happy, or I'm still clueless as to how all that would work, and I'm
You
sure none
see,
of them are going to tell me. But
I don't think so, for the fact being that most idols aren't happy when it comes to, like, because they're constantly put through practices, they're have a lot of schedules done. So I don't think the company themselves even think to do something like that because they barely even feed them. What makes you think they're gonna give them some girls or boys?
yeah, true.
They don't feed their hunger. They're not gonna feed that.
Yeah. It's just the stupid questions that go through your mind, mainly because I was so sheltered and I was little Miss Goody Girl, and yeah, so
Y'all are a mess in the chat.
I
too.
know. And Minnie, my girl.
yes, there's some TMI in this chat.
You know what though?
TMI on this
Yeah.
pod. Like, for
Now there's definitely a lot
Now
of
I do know for someone fart. Oh my god, it's so I do. I have a dog sitting here and it starts smelling really bad and it wasn't me. So powers to deduction. Okay, so now I forgot what I was gonna say. Oh, that's what it is. I did read that some of the smaller companies actually pimp their idols out for funding. Like these kids are
Um,
literally pimped out like
you
whores
know, that's
and
concerning.
it doesn't matter male, female, or otherwise. They if whoever they're wanting to send them money wants, whether it's a boy or a girl, they will send their idols to that person,
You know,
which I find it's literally sex trafficking. That's all it is.
There's
that
some
that is a
really
little
weird
concerning
dating things in
because,
Korea in general.
well, because Hyde
Yeah.
used to be close to not like going bankrupt too, and they almost shut down themselves. So it makes me
Mhm.
wonder if they try to do that with BTS. Like that's a little concerning.
Well,
There was even not, I mean, not
I
idols,
wouldn't
but there
I
was a
wouldn't
story
say that
that
they
someone had
didn't try to do it,
posted.
but I think that the boys, the members themselves, wouldn't allow that because they were all living in pretty much a one-room apartment together, so that they wouldn't have to force themselves to do that. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, that's true.
So, but I do know that some of the smaller companies
That's
have
called
definitely
sponsoring.
pimped their idols at what?
She said that's called sponsoring.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's basically exactly what it is. And you're going to pay me to sponsor you by giving me your body to do with whatever I want. I think it's super sad. It sucks. But most of them know
Excuse
what they're
me.
getting
The
into
Unfortunately,
amount
when
of
they
it
get there.
money,
happens
the amount of money I
everywhere.
spend on these boys is basically sponsoring. Like,
Right?
like, excuse me, I want the same perks.
The unfortunate thing is it does happen everywhere, as we saw with like the whole Harvey Weinstein thing here. I think that eventually
But we've
there will have to
always known
be.
Hollywood has had some shits.
Oh, absolutely. But you can't, like, when the curtain is drawn back on the whole K-pop
Casting
thing,
couch.
eventually we're
Yeah.
going to be seeing the same thing, just like the Burning Sun scandal, where you mentioned Bam Bam before, and I saw Bam Bam doing a video with like a TikTok or something with Jay Park, and I'm just like, ooh, that's not a good look,
You
my
know
guy.
what? I feel like Bam Bam would be the one. He would be the one.
You think?
Yeah, yeah. He definitely gives off vibe.
I don't know him to be able to say anything like that. So,
Yeah, he definitely gives that vibe.
well,
Well,
and do y'all follow that girl on is it Insert TikTok? And her name is, they call me Opa, and she's an English teacher in Korea. Do y'all? She's long blonde hair. She's absolutely freaking gorgeous. Have you seen any of her stuff? She actually, I saw one the other day because she hadn't been popping across my stuff. I don't know why. Stray kids, but she was talking about why she no longer dates men in Korea because
that was the story I
and
was
I
going
don't
to
know
bring
how
up.
long ago this was because I didn't go to her page to see how far down on it was. I don't know if it was like a newer one or not, but she said her story was she had a friend with benefits, okay, because she doesn't really want a relationship and she's found most men to be pathetic losers.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Yeah.
and she said
Valid,
that
valid.
her friend with benefits came over and they spent the weekend together. He left for work on Monday. Shortly after he gets to work, she gets a text message from him. Hey, my boss wants to learn English, so I'm sending him your number so you can tutor him in English. Come to find out, he didn't want tutored in English. He found out that this dude just spent the whole weekend with her and decided he wanted to spend a whole weekend with her as well as a threesome. And so she was pissed. And she's basically warning foreigners in Korea to watch out for this shit because having mistresses is not uncommon over there. Threesomes are not uncommon over there. Yeah,
You know,
and don't think all these guys are like the ones in the K dramas that we bust out crying over because they are not like
Right.
that at all. So it's just very red flaggy and watch yourself, and
I
whatever
do
your gut
have
is
that
telling
type.
you is probably the right one.
I do have that type of personality that if they're good looking enough, I definitely go for it. I definitely have
Yeah,
that.
Liz saw that TikTok.
So I mean, I would not mind.
I would not have to worry about that because I'm bigger than two men put
It's
together.
not
So
like
unless they really like that,
it's not like I'm gonna be asking questions,
Chunky and hard to kidnap. I'm all right with it.
Like if you're
yeah, right.
propositioning me,
Stop, Benny.
and I'd go for it. I wouldn't make the first move.
Yeah. But she was just warning people that, be very aware of what's going on around you because these men, like the one of the first ones she ever dated, they were together for a while and come to find out, he couldn't meet her one weekend because he was getting married that weekend. She's like, really?
See, that's what that is my line.
And then he wanted to continue seeing her after he was married, and she's like, you need to kick rocks.
Yeah, that
So-
is definitely my line. I always believe if they're not married, there's still a chance. But once they get married, like that's it. That's gonna
thing
be a
is-
whole process I'm not going through.
So going down
Stop.
this rabbit hole that we have been diving deep down this entire episode for some reason, as much as I love the guys, if it comes out that one of them is like a super shitty person, I will be devastated.
I'd be so disappointed. Yeah.
Yeah, that
Same.
it's funny too, is that I'm so confident that that won't happen because of the way they are. Like there's a like whenever somebody is really shitty, you can clearly see in their actions, like somebody we know. But I feel like with them, it's very hard. It's very hard to see any sort of shitty tendencies that they have. Like you can slightly see a little bit if they are like that. Like they can't hide that if that's their personality. But with them, it's very hard to hide it, and it doesn't help that not one person that they've met has ever come out to say, yeah, they're really sucky. Off and
Yeah,
on
they've always
camera.
been praised by, and you can see it in the respect that they have for their staff. They've had the same manager like their entire time. They've had, they're just now starting to change like costumers and stuff like the makeup artists and things like that. But, even the respect that these boys give the backstage staff, like in LA, one of them actually posted about how nice Stray Kids was. They went around and they thanked everybody that was working in the stadium for being there because without them, they couldn't have done their job. And so, I mean, there's so many. I was in theater. Backstage people get no respect. Like, because I know one performance or one play that we did, their main character had
She knew. Brother, brother,
cringe. Anyway, she had to run behind stage and she had these slick ass shoes and she busted her ass and like literally busted her ass and hit the stage wall, the brick wall. And so I had to go back there and I had to catch her from that point on every time she come across. Do you really think she thanked me ever? No. She never, so most of the time as a backstage or technical or whatever, we get completely dismissed. So the fact that the guys actually go out of their way to thank these people shows you exactly what kind of character that they actually have. And that just makes me love them even more.
I would find it hard to believe, but I also just stuff comes out that not about Stray Kids, but like stuff comes out about beloved people all the time that you find out behind closed doors or whatever that they're not exactly what you thought they were. And I worry, but these guys are live, number one, so much that it would be really hard to pretend. Yes, it would be really hard to pretend to be a good person and not somebody stray out and be like, nah, this dude's a dick. Like, And the one
Honestly-
person, that who shall not be named,
Is
I
it
think-
mine or hers?
Yeah.
he was the
It
only
may be
one.
mine because y'all are both frozen.
Oh,
Oh, I think it's yours. I think so. One thing I have to really appreciate JYP for is the fact that one of his lessons to the boys is how you act on camera should be how you act in real life. Like since that's just
Oh.
well, look who's the host now. Yeah, so I really believe that. That's one of the things that I do really have to give JYP credit for.
yeah, and
I don't
Uh-oh.
know what's going on. I think my shit is like messing up. Everybody's frozen for me.
Yeah, that sucks for you. Is it still frozen? Hello? Can you, is it still frozen? He's freezing.
Uh-oh.
I know. What's going on?
My stuff is probably how much you want to bet my fucking internet's going to go out again for another week?
That sucks.
I'm going to jump on my phone.
No, listen though. Hey. Listen though, Woojin would have been like past, it would have been done past, but Mance just had to bring himself back into the limelight when it comes to Stray Kids that it's just so hard not to throw shade, It's so hard. If he would just stayed in the background, he really, really have come up as much, but he didn't. So he has nobody to blame but himself.
Keep my man's name out your mouth. Yeah, if he'd stop talking about Stray Kids, it would be a non-issue.
And you know what's funny about that? What's funny about that is a lot of people are saying like, they're done moved past it in the past, whatever. You know what? If it wasn't such a serious issue at the time, Channy and the boys would not have erased them the way they did. Like it had to have, like we don't know the full story. Like we don't know exactly what happened, why it happened, why he left, nothing. We don't know the full story. But the fact that they erased this man, they literally rewrote songs to erase him. The fact that they don't talk about him, they don't help support his music, they don't do anything related to Woojin in any sort of way, has to go like.
And he keeps pulling
So
some backhanded shit to like
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, he
associate
really
with
does.
himself. So yeah, it's like climb off their collective dicks.
Yeah.
No, honestly, because I feel like he definitely got greedy at that time. It feels like he got greedy and wanted more, and he felt like Stray Kids was probably holding him back. So he was like, "I'm just gonna dip," And he probably did a lot of stuff to show how greedy he was what he was being, to the point where he was kind of like showing resentment to the fact that the company was just like, bye, we don't need you then. We don't. He was probably like getting all this hype from his fans and showing that, I can go off and make my own, like, I'm better than all these people, like I'm better than this company, and shit. Like I feel like that's how his attitude was at the time. Like, and it makes sense because he was young. Like I have to give him that. He was young when all of this was going down, but the boys were young as well. And the fact that he did all of that stuff
Bit the hand
to
that was
save
feeding
him.
him.
Yeah, exactly.
But
So
not only that, like
for
you
this
could
hate,
see, you could see the dynamic of Eight is Fate. The dynamic of these men together now and the dynamic of when he was still involved, so totally different. Like, yes, they were still like loving and affectionate and all of that, but there was always like a wall up. And then especially the one where they were playing the game and then he got a little too rough with Felix, and then just like me and my wolf and dog analogies, just like an alpha wolf or whatever, Chan corrected him and put
And
him in
people are
his freaking place.
saying that he just did that because he's playing the game. Let me tell you one thing. Mans did not have to go that aggressive. He did not have to go. And the fact that Changbin pulled
He
him
was
back.
pissed. He was
Yeah,
pissed.
Changbin
Channy
really
was
pulled him
pissed.
back. Okay, so that had to say something there. Like I think that was starting to build at that time. Like it was starting to build. There was just these little things that were just Wujin was just doing that just kept setting them off, and it was just like building at that point.
Yeah, I definitely think that there was probably some dynamics behind the scenes that we don't, nor will we ever know about. But I don't think I've ever seen Channy that pissed. I mean, he still gets mad, but I don't think I've ever seen him do that again. Like he was hot, and
The
like you said,
fact
and
that man
the fact
was
that Chang
just
Bing pulled him off should show you how pissed he was and how shocked they all were that he did this.
yeah. The fact that man looked like he was dressed up like what was his name? Fred something? Was it Fred?
Freddie Mercury.
Freddie Mercury. Yeah, the fact that man was dressed as Freddie.
They all weren't they all dressed up like Freddie Mercury?
Yeah, sort of. It was just funny. It was funny because Freddie Mercury at the time, like his outfit itself showed that he definitely was out of control there. It definitely gave Freddie Mercury personality.
Chan is competitive. Like he absolutely is. Look at all of the games and stuff that they've played. He's competitive, but he also will pull back and let the other guys win. Like the tug of war game in the pool. It was all fun and games. Everybody was laughing. Everybody was having a good time. It wasn't like you needed to put somebody in your place. It was everybody was having a good time, and that's how it should be. And that's why, regardless of what happened in the past, it definitely is Eight is Fate. And I think that this album is definitely going to show that even more. I cannot wait to hear the full track of Stray Kids. I cannot wait to see hopefully the full music video.
So excited. I'm so excited.
The throwbacks, like everybody is going to be crying.
So the game that they were playing was, what is it, Stray Kids Runner or whatever?
It's when they have something on their name on their back.
It's something runner.
Pull the name off.
It's something runner.
Yeah. God, what do they call that? I can't remember the name of that game now. But it's like a huge thing. Like BTS played it, and I think probably all the idol groups play it.
They play some weird games. Just saying.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah. I
don't remember the name. Damn.
It's something runner. I know that.
Yeah, it's something runner, something of that sort.
Okay. I'm looking.
I think the guys are going to end up. So now that they've done the Apple Music thing, which I think there's going to be more episodes, isn't it?
Yes, that was only the first one. I think they do 8, I want to say.
Okay. It's probably, they'll be paired up to different idols each episode, maybe?
I don't know how it's going to work out. I know that news-wise, Apple Music, they have shot to the top of all the podcasts for Apple Music. So I mean, it was not a stupid move on Apple's part,
Oh, finding Stray Kids.
Mm.
but that's
But I
not what
wonder
the
what
game
else
was
they're going to
called.
do. Because like with Samsung, they did the like the emojis or whatever specific to for Samsung. I'm hoping that they will do Stray Kids emojis for Apple.
At this
I don't
point,
know.
most of the boys have Apple, and that should be a thing. Like Apple's clearly falling behind.
Chop chop.
Yeah.
I know. And you know what though? You know what? It might just be because they are in Korea. I've heard Koreans say that they laugh if you have an iPhone. They would laugh at you
Really?
if you have an iPhone.
The
Yeah.
whole group loves their iPhones.
No,
Loves
Chain
their
Band's
Apple
an
Except for
products.
Android
Changmin.
boy. Chain Band's
Changmin is a hardcore.
an Android, and he's a
Yeah, Running
hardcore
Man.
Android
Running
like
Man.
me.
That's
Running
what it
Man,
is.
that's it.
Running Man. I told you it
Yeah,
was
yeah,
something
yeah,
running.
yeah. Yeah, I knew it was running, but I couldn't think of what the other part of it was.
Man.
Yeah, evidently.
Yeah. I don't know. It was nourishing. Should I talk about the amazing memories thing? Because I feel like that ties a lot with what we talked.
We haven't really talked about anything
I
like
know. That's why
we
I'm just
normally
like,
do.
let me get into the Discord.
I know, and I have to go.
Oh no.
Yeah, pumpkin time.
Well, you know what though? You can always watch it later.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Have a great night.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Okay, you
I'm
ready?
trying to.
Okay,
Yeah, I'm
so
just
we
over
are
here trying to get my
on
chat.
so we are on episode 4 of the 9th season 1. And the episode basically begins with Ian, Felix, and Lino waiting for somebody, kind of, I guess it's their common room, their living room or whatever. And pretty soon after that, Channy, Binny, and Sungmini showed up. And you know what's funny? You can hear the keypad as they're coming into the room. And all I kept thinking about was the whole Jungkook thing where some fan recognized the keypad code and figured out his keypad thing. So that's what kept popping up in my head. I'm just like, luckily for them at the time, they weren't as popular. So I'm sure they didn't have that issue then. But that's just all I kept thinking about. So yeah. So those three came in and Lino just started clapping and cheering and the rest of the boys started joining in. They're like, oh yeah. Now the boys that just came in were definitely confused, but Channy was the only one that actually showed his confusion. And so Lino, Ian, and Felix all gave them hugs, and Channy asked them what was going on. Like they saw the table, the desk that they had built previously set up, and there's like stuff on the desk. They're like, hey, what's going on? Like, what are y'all doing? What's up with the hugs? Like, this is kind of unusual. What's going on? And Lino, Ian, and Felix, Ian just started explaining that they made box lunches for those they were thankful for. And I guess those three were the ones chosen by the other three that they were thankful for. So Changmin asked who they were thankful for, and that's when they showed a flashback to when Felix, Lino, and Ian were actually making the box lunches, and they explained who they were thankful for and why. So Felix said that while he was thankful for all the members, the one he was making the lunch for was Changbin, of course, you know. We should have
Changbin was
known.
his mentor, like
Yes,
pre-debut.
yes.
Him and Changbin were, yeah.
Yep, which is what he was explaining. He said while he did get help from a lot of the members of the group, Changmin basically helped him adjust to life in Korea. He basically was there every step of the way, and he was, even though he was busy too, like he said, Changmin was always busy, but he still made time to help him with all of that. So that's one of the things he was helping him. That's what he was thankful for. Ian said that the person he was making lunch for was Channy. He explained that while he was a trainee, Channy helped him a lot in what he was lacking in during some parts of the song, and he even gave him supplementary. How you say supplementary?
Supplementary.
Supplementary classes.
That's a few more R's in there, but yeah, you got it.
I don't know why I always have trouble with the Terry part, you know? Like I do that with documentary too. I
Yeah.
always have trouble with those. Those are just really hard words. Ian said that he doesn't even think about what would have happened had Chani not have helped them. I'm sure in his mind, he lacked so much to the point where if Chani wasn't there for him, he probably wouldn't be where he is now. And you know
Yeah.
what? Ian does not give himself enough credit. And that could have been because, JYP kind of broke his spirit and his confidence during the survival show. But Ian pulled a lot of his weight too. And that's what Chani was kind of telling him. He was saying like, hey, don't sell yourself short. Like you were really good in a lot of performances. Like don't make it seem like it's just all me. Like you pulled your own weight as well. Like I just helped a little bit. And so he says so he hopes that Chani will be happy eating the box lunch and that he would be even happier if he said it was delicious. Lino said that he was making his for Sungmin because when he first joined JYP, Sungmin kind of helped them with the helped him with that being unfamiliar training life, and that he is really thankful for him and is preparing the food with sincerity. Now, the boys started to explain everything they made, and they sat in a circle with the food in the middle to eat it. Lino said that he can just call himself. They could just call himself Minho because he prepared most of it. And Chani just asked them if they were trying to poison them. And Lino said, no, you won't taste the coin taste today, so you're good. Go ahead and eat. And Lino said before they started that they would give them the letters they wrote as well. So they wrote them little letters along with the food. And Ian was the first to go. He handed his letter to Chani, then Felix to Changmin, and then Lino to Sungmin. Ian wrote to Kangaroo Hyun on his, and Lino drew a little snail of Sungmin's. Changmin didn't really give too much details about Felix's letter, what it was written on it or anything like that. But Chani then began to read his letter first. It goes, Dear Chani Hyun. But then he was interrupted by Ian saying like, ugh. And the rest just started joining in like, ugh. And then I guess he was just like, oh, the cringe, the cringiness of it. And Chani then moved on to what he wrote, and before he was like, this is all he wrote, you guys, this is it. But then he was like, no, seriously, and starts reading more, and he was like, hello Hyung, I am Jojin from the Maknae. Like we didn't know who he was, I guess.
Right.
He had to explain who he was. He said, if you hadn't passed the role of Joker to me, I don't think I would be here. I hate thinking about it. I also want to be of help to Hyung, and I owe you so much. I love you. Chani made some comments throughout the letter, talked about how hard Ian worked during the survival show and his great performances. Next up was Changmin. Now, like I said, Changmin didn't give too much on a lot of what the letter was for Felix that wrote, but before he even started reading the letter, he saw something cute and just took a second to look at it. So what he saw was he says Felix had wrote something wrong, but then he crossed it out and wrote sorry. He said, I'm sorry for writing it wrong. And so the letter said all he said was hello Changmin Hyung with 9 hearts. He had to make sure to add in like it had 9 hearts next to his name. But after he started reading the letter, he kind of like read it very softly, so we physically couldn't hear it. I'm sure the boys around him could hear the letter that was being said out loud, but we couldn't hear the letter. So it was probably something personal that maybe he felt like keeping it to himself. I don't know. But all he read was the last part, like "I love you" loud, and then it moved on. Changmin said it was the longest letter he had read, and that even though it didn't have a lot of words on it, what makes him happy about it was how much thought and time that Felix put into it, especially since he wasn't really proficient in Korean yet. So it was definitely something Changmin was very appreciative about when it came to that letter.
Yes.
Last was Sungmin. When he opened the letter, he saw 3 papers, but when he looked at the through it, 2 of the 3 papers were just random drawings that Lino drew him. The letter begins, "Hello, Sungmin. It's me, the cutest Minho Hyung. When I was eliminated from the program, you cried so sadly. I felt sorry seeing you cry so hard, and on the other hand, I felt grateful too. I'm gonna screenshot the time when you were bawling and keep it with me forever. Let's be friends forever. From the cutest Minho." He would do that. He would do that.
Yes,
too.
he would. Yes, he would.
After he read that, he laughed and said, "Okay, you guys, let's eat. Chris is hungry." The scene then switches to Han, Hyunjin, and Meh. Hyunjin mentions that he brought a present, and when Meh asked, he said it was a secret. Then he asked who he was giving it to, and he said that it was also a secret. But he was like, "No, I'm just kidding. It's not a secret." Hyunjin then mentioned wanting to give it to his choreo teacher and his rap teacher because he is thankful to them. Han then mentions that he wants to give his gifts to the company staff that helped him during his training days. Hyunjin showed what he got, and for the choreo teacher, he got him something to help wipe off sweat, something to help keep the blood circulated after dancing and stuff like that. To his rap teacher, he got him something to eat that would help his throat because sometimes he says whenever he's like working or something like that, it starts to hurt. He was giving it to help. Han made a bunch of like healthy snacks and drinks for the staff that helped them out. So they then wrote their letters. And so this letter for Hyunjin said, "Hello, teacher. I'm Hyunjin." Once again, I'm sure they know, but
Yeah.
it was hard for me because my pronunciation isn't good, but you taught me a way to improve it. By biting on a pen to practice, it was helpful to me. Thank you. And then for the other one, he was like, "Do you still remember when I was in a slump? When I saw myself in the mirror and felt like quitting because it was too tiring? You scolded me a lot and told me to focus more on practicing, and I think I found my way. Thank you." Han wrote, "Do you still remember? I wanted to do a lot of things and I wanted to get better at it, so I would practice until really late without the staff noticing." Or so he thought. "I fell sick once and he carried me all the way to the hospital. Oh, to think how much the staff loves them enough or cares about them enough to carry him all the way to the hospital when he got sick. I will always be thankful. I love you. I will be more mature when I return, so please watch over me." The scene then switches to Sungmin and Changmin. Sungmin says he wants to give his gift to his dad. He said he's busy these days, even though they see each other every day. He didn't think he would miss him so much. Changmin said he would take Polaroid photos and make them into a photo album for his dad. Sungmin said he's going to write to his teachers that he is most thankful to. He said even if he is sending a letter, he will attach a picture of himself and have the members write a little note to put in it. After they explain their little stuff, they started their little project. Changmin says he thinks his dad will find it funny when he imagines his dad's reaction to seeing the photo album because he was making cute little photos. So he had a little a camera that he was taking Polaroids with, and he was just like having Sungmin take pictures. He was just like cheese, cheese the whole time. And then having them, the camera prints the pictures out, so he was adding those to the albums. He said to think about what he wanted to tell his dad, he wrote in his letter into a rap song. So his letter was basically a rap, and how he almost cried while writing it multiple times. He then ended up rapping the song. Now I couldn't repeat this, like I couldn't get the song down because with the rap it was kind of like more fast paced and it was kind of hard to like keep track of it. But it's so sweet. So if y'all definitely want to hear that rap, go take a look at it. It's on episode 4 of the 9th season. Not the 9th season, the first season, but on the 9th. Sungmin's letter said, "It was all thanks to you, my teacher, that I've come so far. My daily schedule changed after I wanted to become an idol. I am also working hard not to neglect my studies. It would be good if I can be remembered as a good student of yours." The scene then switched to all the boys in a semicircle and started cheering. They talked about this being the end of the shoot for season 1 and how it didn't feel like a long shoot, but that it was a lot of fun. They started mentioning all the things they did, about how much fun they were. Like the first season, they talked about that's when they first moved into their new apartment, their new place. The second season was when they went to Namsung for their locks things, when they put their locks down. The third episode was when they went to the amusement park. And of course, the fourth episode was the thankful thing. Channing said the most fascinating thing about this whole thing was that people actually started recognizing, which is sweet. At the time, I'm sure just like, oh my God, I'm pretty sure they were acting like how they do during the award shows. Like, me? You talking to me? You know me?
Mhm.
As they were talking about the episode they were thankful for, it sped up a little bit to like kind of like, okay, we already went through this type thing. And then Channy asked if he could take his clothes off. I was like, sir, yes you can. What do you mean? Why do you need to ask? But I'm pretty sure he meant his jacket. Because when he took his jacket off, he came because the staff was just like, yeah, you can take your jacket off. So when he took his jacket off, he came back to the circle with his back facing the group. And then the boys let off surprised sounds, seeing Channy wearing a Stray Kids jacket. So it was like a regular black jacket with Stray Kids on the back. And I think this was like one of their first ever merch items that they actually had made. So they were shocked. They were just like, "Oh my gosh, you have a Stray Kids jacket. That's so cool. Like, did you make this yourself?" Like, because Channing himself wrote the logo. So he's like, "Yeah, I
Mhm.
did this. Like, I wrote it for y'all." And then it switches to Channy and saying like he was telling them, he was like, one of the I was wondering about this too, because when it got to all the boys in the circle, I was like, dang, you need so what Channy was thankful for. Well, I guess because he was thankful for all of them. He was like, I'm thankful for all 8 of the boys. I wanted to show for it. He wrote it to himself. I think it was he wrote it himself. I think it was like the first Stray Kids logo or whatever. And this
Mhm.
switch scenes to Channy saying he had the longest trainee life and was always waiting for the chance to debut, and that no matter how he saw it, the 8 members slash friends are the ones who he thinks brought him to where he is today, and that he wanted to thank them. Which is what I was telling last time, where someone put that each one of them is like a piece of his puzzle that he lost through each year of his trainee. It like matches perfectly. It's so funny that each member is for each year that he was a trainee.
Mhm.
And the fact that Woojin wasn't part of that, that makes it funnier. Like I guess he just never fit in that puzzle, He never
Yeah.
fit in that puzzle. Well, Channing said he thought a lot about what to give them and came up with what all 9 of them can wear together. He wrote the name personally in hopes they would like it. They all were so excited to see it, and even Changmin was saying he would wear it to his graduation ceremony, shouting that he is part of Stray Kids. He's like, "Yeah, that's right. I'm part of Stray Kids. Let's get it. You see this?" And so they were definitely very happy by that. They were definitely happy. They were definitely excited to see that, it's becoming more real. It's becoming more official. Channy said that all they do was practice and that this is what they are working towards in hopes that they can wear the hoodie and proudly say that they are Stray Kids. Everybody started cheering and saying, as expected from Big Leader, like, let's get it. That's our leader right there. He then pulls out letters he wrote for each of the boys, and they started reading silently to themselves. It starts getting emotional. Chegman actually cried.
Yeah.
He actually cried during this, and the others were slowly like keeping it in. And Channy was just like he turned himself around and just kind of like walked away for a second because I think he was getting a little teary as well. Changmin then runs to the other side of the room to hide his tears, and Channy went to go give him a hug and say, "What are you crying for? Like, why are you crying?" And Channy says, in his opinion, we practiced together for so long. We are always finding friends. He then started to choke up as he was saying this to debut together with. I am fortunate that those friends are you guys. I think it's all good. So I wanted to say thank you from the bottom of my heart. Since this will be the last time filming this will be the only time filming this. Now that we have said all this, we have to gather our strength because we still have a long way to go. Let's work harder and love each other. I think it's really good that we feel like a family. We are family. And as I'm like, my heart, you're gonna make me cry because it is the fact that they started off as a family at 8 and they invited us to be part of their family as well. Like they didn't just say like, oh, these are just our fans. No, they treat us like family. They treat us like we're part of them as well. Um, Look at me. Han said that this wouldn't do. Sorry, my little sister's sleeping. Han said that this wouldn't do and said to all sit on Chan. So they all did. And they asked him why he was still crying because Channy started crying at this point. And so then it starts to like, they said, like, don't cry. It hurts to see you cry. And I'm just like, oh, that's so sad because it's true. Like they literally say it all the time that they only want to see happy tears. Even happy tears, I'm sure they get a little emotional about it. Like just to see tears fall from their face, they're like, don't cry. Channy asked them if they wanted to wear their jackets because he brought them, which they all cheered about. And the episode basically ended with all of them wearing the hoodies, yelling "Stray Kids!" And yeah, that was the end.
I remember that
It was
episode.
it was definitely an emotional episode. Remembering it, it was just like I was like, "Ugh, this was not the day, It was not the
Yeah.
day. that's why I was saying earlier, whenever we started talking about that, I'm like, that is so funny that it basically is matching up to today's episode during the night.
Yeah.
And it's funny.
I saw y'all in there discussing the phone situation. I'm pretty sure that the Samsung contract got slashed when that what was it called? The uh, the company that was making the Skadoosh stuff, and you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, SBS.
S SLBS, yeah. When
SLBS.
SLBS pulled their shit in Japan, pretty sure that kind of voided all contracts they had with SLBS.
Well, when
And
they violated
Samsung,
contract,
yeah, Samsung actually owns SLBS, so that whole contract is now null and void because that company definitely voided their
yeah.
contract. So I'm pretty sure that everybody but Changban has gone back to the iPhones.
Oh yeah, definitely. So they weren't
So
officially contracted with the actual Samsung phones. They were just contracted with the sub
SLBS.
yeah, the accessories
Chang
to the Samsung.
Changban was the only one contracted with Samsung.
Yeah, yeah. Which I'm sure he had no problem with anyways because he's always been a Samsung boy.
Yeah. But yeah, so I think they're all back to iPhones except for Benny still sticking with his Samsung. But man,
And it brings me back.
they
It
really
brings,
fucked up.
yeah, no, definitely, definitely. And the fact that they still get so many benefits, like,
Yeah, yeah. So anyway, there's that.
which I guess is really not the choice of the boys in this matter. Like they take any kind of promotions and stuff they can get.
Who the boys?
Yeah.
Um,
Um.
I can't like I'm on my phone, so I can't do what I normally do. Um, so I can't go through the Discord. There hasn't been a whole lot of news this week. I mean, we're still hitting a couple of charts and things. It's mainly about the concept images that have been lit, the music video teasers that have been on fire, and it's
Should we
basically just
also
everybody.
we also mention the fact that we're so shocked that Ian was actually on Masked Singer.
Oh yeah, he did get voted off.
He did, but
That
he made it to what, the third round?
second round, he got voted off
Second round?
after that. Um, but Stays man already had him pegged before it even got to that point.
Honestly, like it was just a no-brainer there. It was a no-brainer
Yeah.
there. We literally live on freaking tests where we recognize every single one of their quirks, every single one of their body, and like their hands down to their feet. Like
They
you're trying to,
recognized him by a mole.
yeah,
A
exactly,
mole.
exactly.
Yeah.
In this sense,
I
we can recognize him by both the voice as well as his mannerism, like the way he just stood, the way he did things. Like you can that's iron coded. Okay, that was iron coded.
yeah.
There was no hiding that boy. Okay, the only one I think slightly got away with it a little bit was Changbin. Like that one might have been a little bit harder because we don't hear
He
his
was
singing voice very often.
well, and he was fully clothed, like he wasn't
Yeah, yeah,
showing
yeah,
any
yeah.
calf or anything. So
Yeah.
yeah.
But looking back at it, you can hear the way he raps, the way he raps, because I know he's rapped in something, but looking back at it, it was definitely there. It was definitely there.
Yeah.
It was very noticeable. It was very noticeable.
My face when my mic turned off.
Yeah, I saw that. I saw that.
So um yeah, I don't think Ian is using Samsung. He was not a Samsung fanatic in the first place. He was all iPhone.
You know, I didn't even notice that Ryan Reynolds was actually in the Chick Chick Boom trailer thing. Like I didn't notice it at first.
The
Like I
little
could hear his
TV.
voice. Yeah, like how I swear these boys put in so much crap. We have to pause every second and get into detail about this crap, you know? We have to go
Yep.
into detail. We gotta analyze everything on that in that video. There's nothing left unturned. Like we have to question everything. We have to question everything. Like that octopus on 5 Star, like we all saw that was freaking Lino's eye. Like we were just thought he was crazy
Yeah.
whenever he would put his eye up to the camera during his lives. Like, god damn it.
I wonder if he started doing that. I think he started doing that before that actually came out. So I don't know.
No, he was. And that's what I'm saying. Like 5 Star has been in the works for a couple
A
years.
very
So
long
I'm
time.
sure that when they started deciding to do this comeback, that's when he started doing it.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, that's not that everybody was just like, oh, maybe that's just because he was trying to make it seem like he didn't know what he was doing. Like he was
Oh
just
no,
like,
we
oh,
know
why
always
didn't
knows what he's doing.
yeah. So he was literally like, oh, why does the safe thing keep popping up like that? Like I just don't understand.
Ugh. Has intentions for everything he does. Do
What
not
was
let that boy fool you.
what, Christina? Like what were we asking? What? What are you confused about?
Oh, I'm confused now too.
I know. What is yous confused about, my girl? What is yous confused about? Let me know. I'll answer your questions. Mer, 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 mer. Mer, mer, mer. I love Deadpool as well, though. It's like I
I like
love it.
Deadpool.
I love it. Like he is so hilarious. That is my type of hero. Vigilante.
Mm,
Oh yeah. So his in the 5 Star video, Lino's eye is the octopus.
but
That's what they
yeah,
use. Yeah. And like everybody can see right off the bat, 'cause like I said, we analyze every aspect of their body. We know right down to the. In fact, didn't you do that to us one time when we were doing like the whole trivia thing? Like, oh, whose abs are whose?
oh yes. I think most
Yo,
people got him,
I think I only got 2 out of 3. I couldn't get the third one. I
but
think that was
one
Skeunjin.
of them was really hard.
I
So
think that was
because
Skeunjin.
we
No,
don't,
was it?
yeah, no, it was Hyunjin. It was Hyunjin, Bang Chan, and Han. I think is what I
I
had up
got Bang
there. And,
Chan's right off the bat. That man shows his
well, of
abs so
course,
much that I recognize. I recognize.
he shows them a lot too, even though he acts like he's embarrassed to do so.
They spoil everything. At this point, Hyunjin's random dances and Lino's random dances don't count for shit. It's not random. They know what they're doing. That's basically them practicing. That's them practicing.
If you ever see Hyunjin stand still, he's sick.
It's okay, girl. It's okay, Liz. Like you're still new at the time. You
Yeah,
haven't analyzed them down to that point
you
yet.
haven't gone down to the body part hole yet.
Yep. There's actually an app where there's a quiz on there that gives you different parts, so you can it's like what whose is this? Whose is this?
Well, and now that we're getting photo cards with body parts, it should become more
I think
common.
yeah, right. Everybody's gonna be like, oh, guess who I got?
Yeah, those are going to be some weird conversations around people who
Um,
have no clue what you're talking about.
I'm gonna be walking around the photo card. Guess who I'm wearing today, girl? How much you want to bet that people will actually pull that crap with when they dress up? They'll tape the lips onto their lip during as a concert costume. How much you want to bet?
That would be the stupidest thing to do with the PC. I could see it if it was a Lomo, but if it was an actual PC, I don't understand some people. I'm like, do you not realize that these are going to be rare later on in
Listen,
life?
look, listen. You see these right here? So these are my these are my extra cards. I took this to Korea with me, but my daughter would hold my phone every once in a while, and her thought process was like, "Let me pop this thing open." So as she popped it open, see, they just fell out.
Ooh.
So I'm just like, yeah, no, we're not gonna play that game. So I just put them back in. Put them back in. Pew. As like each one of the members. So each day I'm like, who should I have first, front, center?
I'm
front,
so
center.
mad. I bought this and I already had one.
See.
So if
Oh,
anybody
okay,
needs
that's
an IN Levanter, whoop, yep, I have an extra.
Yeah, I definitely use the original ones, except for this one. This is a normal.
I don't not use my original. All my original ones are put into
Yeah, but these are my
sleeves
extras.
and put into other sleeves and put in binders
These
and
are my
yeah.
extras, so I didn't have
But they were they extras that like I didn't have.
Yeah, there were extras you didn't have. I already checked with you.
Yeah. So I got a no easy and a 5-star. Some of these cards, the hardest thing about cards is they all come in different shapes and sizes. You have the regular size, then you have the size that's not regular, and then you have another one that's really not
Oh
regular.
yeah. So
So
when we were in Korea, I literally went over. Oh my Lord. Okay.
what?
My front door open, and I was like, wait a minute, my little sister's in her room. Why is my front door opening? It was just somebody else. Um, but as I was we were walking around in Korea, I was just like, you will not embarrass me, my girl. You will get it down to a T. So I was just like, the photo cards in my phone that was holding in my phone, I would go through. I'm like, see this? Hold this up to your face. Recognize every single detail. Tell me who that is. You tell me who that is right now. You will not embarrass me. You will get this right. So I would basically quiz her on our walks. I said, we're walking anyways. Get yourself together. Get yourself together. I'm just like, she recognized him because I have him everywhere on the daily. Like I point him out all the time. I'm like, that's my husband. I said, that's Lino. You see Lino?
I was so
Recognize
hoping that
Lino.
y'all would see him while y'all were out. 'Cause I was gonna be laughing my ass off.
You know, yeah, because you know what would have happened, and you just want to live to embarrass me. Okay. I am glad that while I would have loved to seen them, while I would love to have seen them, I'm glad that we did not. Okay. I'm glad that we did not. Because I swear to God, I would have left that girl right where she was standing. Okay. I said she's yours now. She's yours now. I have no I who is this little girl? Like, oh my Lord.
Just following you around.
I said, oh, I'm
Funny.
sorry, is this your daughter? I didn't realize that. Go to your daddy then. If he says it's okay, and he's like, oh, okay, yeah, she's mine, I'll be like, oh well, I'm the mother. Hello, nice to meet you.
Disclaimer when it works out the best for you.
Yeah, depending on his reaction, would be my
Yeah.
reaction.
As far as our Discord, like I said, I can't tell you a whole lot because I'm actually having to use my phone now to stream this. So I can't. Plus, I haven't really been putting anything in there. I've been so busy with life right now. After this week, it should start slowing down. I mean, I popped a few things in there, but not a whole lot.
Let me take a look, see, shall I?
You can. I really didn't put a whole lot in there.
Studio Ghibli releases Ponyo. Oh, a bold bring anime ramen to life. I want that bowl. That is so cute.
You know they got the buy two get one for all of those movies right now on Amazon during Prime Days, right?
Are they really?
Yeah, you can get the steel books in most of them.
Yeah. No, she really would have because she did pull that crap, okay? She really did pull that crap. I literally was joking because she was just like, "Mommy, uh, when can I get a daddy?" And I was watching their music video as she told me that. I said, "What do you mean? That's your daddy right there." I said, "Why are you asking? There's your daddy right there." And so it was just like a funny comment, haha, moving past it, right? And I didn't expect that when I put their music video on at my parents' house to be like, "Mom, look, there's dad right there." I'm like, the embarrassment I felt, and my parents was like, "Really? That's really what you're teaching her?" I said, "I swear to God, it was just a comment impact." It was just a comment impact. Like, I am not teaching this girl that. I said it once. I said it once.
Yes, but she's got a memory like an elephant.
No, honestly. So I literally just say my husband. So she doesn't say that's my dad anymore. She just says, "Oh, look, mommy, it's your husband." But, but she also lives to embarrass me, okay? And she knows for a fact that the one thing that would embarrass me is her calling her daddy to his face. So she has like that memory of an elephant. She really would call him daddy in front of his face, knowing that's not her dad, because she thinks it would be funny on my reaction. Okay.
Well, I
And
would probably laugh.
of course you would laugh because it's not happening to you. It's not happening to you. Okay.
True. That's true.
I would literally die because he was just like, "Oh my lord, here's some Delulu pills for you. Get yourself together."
Well, but look at how Delulu he is all the time. So I'm not sure he had any room to talk.
No, honestly, I actually, you know, what's funny? Okay, so going back to the previous topic that we had before, one of the reasons why I don't believe Chan gets some like that is because Mans gets embarrassed very easily just by little comments. So I can't imagine him like he's
Or
giving
when he's
version vibes. He's getting
or when
version
he's
vibes.
like
Like
flirting, when he's flirting in public and he gets all super embarrassed about it.
yeah, like
I'm
he doesn't
like,
expect them to flirt back, and when they flirt back, he's like, "Whoa, whoa, whoa! I didn't mean for this
yeah,
to actually happen." Yeah,
yeah.
so it's not that surprising. So
It's just a
if
lot of
she were
things.
to call him daddy, like let me tell you, Mans would be embarrassed. He can have one or two reactions, okay, because she is a little girl. He'll either be embarrassed at the fact that someone actually talked to their kid that, which I did not, or he would find out the funniest thing and embarrass me about it, okay? He would never let
It
me
could
live
go
that
either way.
down. Yeah, he would not
But
let me live that down.
he wouldn't get mad about it. I think he would
No, he definitely
literally just
wouldn't.
laugh it off. He would definitely just laugh it off.
He definitely wouldn't get mad about it. Like he still laughs about the fact that somebody really did call him daddy, like a grown woman.
Well, he has started that before when he was like, so then
Oh
I would
yeah,
be
yeah,
your
yeah. Your
daddy.
daddy? Like yes, you would.
Yeah, yeah. So I mean, he can't get on to stay for just continuing what he started.
Yeah, true, true. He has nobody to
Ouch.
blame but himself at this point.
Nope.
Nobody to blame but himself.
I think he can
But
so much
but
better.
let me tell you, I'm a mad flirt. I am a mad flirt, and I do not mean to be. Okay, I do not mean to be a flirt. I don't realize I'm being a flirt, and my mother says it comes naturally. I've always been that way. So, how would it work out if we were to end up together as two flirts? Okay. Now, would we be maximizing our flirtiness with each other? Or I don't know how that would work, you know?
I couldn't tell you.
I feel like we would be flirting on a daily. I'm a charmer. I'm a charmer. I like to I like to charm the ladies too, you know, because they're easier to charm. They're easier to charm.
Yeah.
The men, it can go either or with them. Like if you flirt with them, they'll take it into account, or it'll go right over their head. For some reason, it goes right over their heads. But the ladies, it's very easy to flirt with. I do that with my aunt. I'll be like, "Oh my lord, I must have died because an angel just walked in. I do that all the time. I like a friend at work, I call her my angel because she looks beautiful. Like an angel. It's
I
just
do
how
that
I
to
am.
y'all.
Ma'am, actually I haven't heard that before, so I'm gonna need you to pick it up.
Oh, I don't normally call people angels anyway. I'm more like honey babe or honey or
Oh.
you look like hot or sexy mama
Oh
or
yeah,
something
yeah,
like
yeah.
that.
I do that. It's either my angel or my little demon because you can go either or. You can either give that innocence or you can give that what is those called? Succubi, right? Succubus?
Succubus, succubus,
Succubus?
succubus.
Either or. Either or. I'm a flirt. I'm a flirt. And maybe that's how Channy became my bias because I relate. I relate.
Yep, heavy.
I say you flirt with me, and if I flirt with you, I will back up your flirt back because it's just not the same. It's funny when I do it, but when you do it back to me, I'm just like, I do it to make you nervous, not me make me nervous. Like back up.
Yeah, who was it that was? It was Channy. He was flirting on his first live in over a year, and his ears got super red. That was funny. I was laughing. Oh my god. I'm just
The what?
talking to myself.
No, I
When
heard
when
you. I
he
heard
did
you.
when he did his live and his ears got really red because he was like flirting and I guess somebody was flirting back and
No,
yeah.
they were all doing that. They were all doing that. I guarantee. It was so funny because almost every single one of his lives, there would always be flirting comments because he finds entertainment in that. He loves hearing new flirt. That's why I came up with my own. I'm still waiting to use it. I'm still waiting to use it. Okay. The day I see this man, that will be the
He
first
does
thing I
like
say.
to read those
Because he
those
finds them
little
clever. He finds
yeah.
them clever. He was just like, oh,
Yeah.
I like that one. You're talking about that man to be like, how you doing? That's his favorite pickup line
Yeah.
in the world. Okay. I would love to receive that. Okay. Let me tell you, you open up that chat. If you ever have a video call with this man, so you meet him face to face, if you say, how you doing? He will say that right back to you. I would definitely do that. Okay.
Yeah, I would
But
definitely be like, how you doing?
yeah, yeah, yeah. But in my state of mind, if I ever come face to face with him, it will not be to think to do that. In fact, mine would be like, oh my Lord, oh my Lord, oh my Lord. And then I'll come up with I'll say my little line, my little pickup line. My texting will come out so fast, they'll know where I'm from right off the bat. They'll know it. They're just like, ah, you
Yeah,
from Texas, huh? You from Texas?
let's
I'm like,
not
yeah,
talk about the
yeah,
southern accent.
yeah. Yes, I am. You know what? Being Southern though, I think it's what made it a little bit easier to be in Korea because a lot of over there it's very big on respect and stuff over here. And over here in the South, they're very big on respect as well. Where
Eh,
most of the time, which makes me laugh because I never thought like whenever I would meet rude people in Texas, I'm just like, dang, over here in Texas they're rude, right? But then when I actually went outside of Texas to like Florida or California and stuff like that and actually met people out there, I'm just like, oh my Lord, I can understand why they say Texas are friendly now. Over there they're
mm,
ruthless, they're savages. I'm just like,
yeah, they are.
they're so mean. I've never
Yeah.
I've never been like appalled in my life. Like that's so mean to me. And I don't even know
Um,
you.
there was in one of our comments in the newsreel, it cracked me up because somebody commented on there and they were like, well, she sounds southern, but then again she doesn't. And I don't know, they were just saying something about it, and I was like, make me mad and you will find out quick.
Yeah, depending on the
my
situation
my
is what you
southern
would get.
Yeah, because I was in radio for so long and we could not have an accent. We couldn't say I've gotten really bad about doing that again, but we weren't allowed to say like you either pause quietly or you just keep talking. You don't say But see, I just did it. Yeah, when I'm mad, yeah, my southern comes out super strong and not in a very polite way either. I do use my whole dictionary of explicit, and it is a big book. So I even make words up to be vulgar because
I
I
think
can.
one of the indicators that I could be from Texas is just my little "Oh my lord, oh my lord."
Yeah,
I say "Oh my lord" a
I don't
lot.
say that. I do say, "Well,
I
bless
say
your
that.
heart," or I'll say, um, I do say some very condescending things that people wouldn't necessarily know as condescending unless you're from the South. And then people from the South are like, "Ooh, I know she just didn't say that," and everybody's like, "What?" I'm like, if you
What?
know, you know. Yeah,
I
it's,
actually,
it's like I would say, "Bless your heart," and people are like backing up.
oh,
They're
you
waiting
know
for the
what?
hands to start throwing.
Yeah. I've seen that. I've also seen that on Beautiful Creatures. Whenever that girl, have you ever seen Beautiful Creatures, that movie?
Yeah, maybe once a long time ago.
Yeah, well, they're in the southern part, and so they would use that as a sarcastic way sometimes. They're like, "Well, bless your heart," all
Yeah.
the time. Yeah. So it's always funny.
If you ever hear a Southern person say that to you, it is not a compliment.
I always say, "Well, whoop de
That is
doo."
literally their way of calling you a dipshit.
I always say, "Well, whoop de doo. Look at here."
Yeah, but see, I add the F word in between the whoop and the do. So
Oh
that's
yeah,
how I say it.
yeah. That just depends. So I think it helps with my Spanish accent sometimes. So I can go either or. So depending
Yeah.
on which direction it's going. Now if I get overly excited, my Texan accent comes out. But if I get really mad,
Oh,
uh my Hispanic accent comes out.
my everything accent comes out when I'm pissed, and it's never a good thing.
It definitely makes it harder. So I do have a very big temper, but I growing up as one of the older siblings, I definitely have better control over it, you know? Um, so you won't really see me snap very easily. Like you can do a lot of things to me and you won't see me snap, okay? Unless I've been drinking. That's a little harder to control it. Uh,
I substitute teach for a living. If I'm quiet or if I speak really quietly, someone's probably about to get their ass beat
oh dang.
because
Yeah,
I do not talk over kids. I will stand there until all of them shut up because they're shushing each other because they already know they're fucked up and they're in trouble.
yep,
But
which is how I control my anger. I go silent. And normally if I go silent, that's when you know I'm really ticked off because in my head, I'm going how this conversation could go if I were to blow up. So just be glad that I'm acting it out in my head and not in real life.
yeah,
That's how I
because
manage to control my tempers, is I act it
uh,
out in my head.
when kids first get to know me, they always have to pull their bullshit. And I will literally just sit there or stand there and wait and wait and wait. And when they all get
So
quiet, I just look at all of them and I'm like, I'm not going to talk over you.
So, in the first chapter of my certification classes, for the English teaching,
Hmm.
they go over the steps to have some discipline in your classroom or whatever. And they say that a lot of the time, when it comes to an English class to teach them English, a lot of the kids see that class as just like a do whatever you want class. Like they don't take it seriously. they basically treat it as just a whatever. It's just there. Just it's not really a real class to them. And so a lot of the time they say like you have to remember to strictly be professional. Like I don't know how I'm gonna do it because I guess in a lot of countries it's really not professional to have tattoos. So I'll probably be wearing a lot of long sleeves at that point. Um, yeah, classroom management. So
I hate classroom
they said like
management.
yeah, they said like if you want, make up some rules with the kids in your class so they know what those rules should be. They say that most of the time in most countries, the kids, if they're getting disciplined there, like they mostly get listened to the higher up. So as a teacher, if something very serious going on in my class, I would probably have to go to a higher up and ask and have them get involved with the situation so that way it can get under control better. They said the best thing to do is maybe go silent because in most countries they're made to be respectful, especially in Asian countries. Like they don't play about that. Like in a classroom setting, they're forced to be respectful. Like they don't play with that whole stuff right there. Oh,
Mhm.
you are a teacher? That's cool. What do you teach? Because I am getting certified to become a TOEFL teacher, so to be able
Where
to
are you
teach
taking
English
your?
overseas. It's
Where are you?
online.
I know, but through where?
At TOEFL International. I think that's
Hope
what it's called.
International.
No, TELF. So TEFL
EEL. Huh.
International. Yeah. So once I get certified, it's I had to do 20 hours of like classroom observation and 6 hours of English and history. That's cool. I love English. I love English. Um, it which is funny because English was actually not one of my first languages. Spanish was my first language, and oh, you do? That's cool. And so English sometimes is very hard for me to speak, and there's still some words I have issues with, especially words that I usually never say in English.
Don't be lying like that. We all know you speak perfect English and pronounce
No,
everything. It was
no,
a joke.
oh, oh my Lord. No, but I was saying is that it's the words that I don't speak in English very often. You say it's a joke. You said I don't speak perfect English.
Well, because I just helped you say a particular word that you couldn't quite
It's
get
the
out.
big yeah, there's just certain words like people still make fun of me for not being able to say banana right. They think I say banana sometimes. I don't know. Um, but it's just like, oh, nice. Oh, look at that. She's over here bringing up the word that I couldn't say.
Supplementary, yes. Remember when I had to actually read the article because they used too many weird words?
Yeah, those were hard. Those were hard.
Yeah.
Like what kind of
Damn it.
you said they're supposed to do elementary school level. That was not elementary school level. So it's
I
definitely
said
gonna be a
first grade.
it's definitely gonna be a fun experience to teach other people English when I still have a little issues with it myself. I even my siblings make fun of me on my English sometimes, and they repeat the words that I can't say right, which is sucky. Um, which is why I don't speak Spanish anymore because I'm trying to learn it more clearly and it just clashes with it. But now I'm trying to learn Korean, so that
Well,
doesn't help.
y'all roll your R's and we don't.
I do.
I,
I
I,
roll.
I couldn't say R's for a very long time when I was young.
Yeah, but
So.
yeah, but the issue with the rolling the R's though is that there's some words that you will say in English that does not need a R rolled and you automatically roll it.
Which makes it sound weird. Ugh.
Yeah, it does make it sound weird. I'm just like, oh no, I'm not trying to do that. Don't do that. Yeah, hopefully this class will be this during the certification process, it'll definitely be more helpful. I'm a little confused by it, for the fact that we're not required to learn the language of the country that we're gonna go teach English in. And I'm confused on how that would work because does the students are the students gonna be coming into the classroom knowing some English that I would be biting off of and just like expanding that their vocabulary with, or are they gonna be coming into my classroom knowing no English? So I'm basically gonna be standing there basically speaking gibberish to them and they're not gonna know a word I'm saying.
Yeah. Well, I know some teachers, when they were teaching
Thank
Spanish,
you.
they never even spoke English. Like they started out speaking Spanish and you just either picked it up or you get lost, which
Mm.
I don't necessarily agree with, but you know, whatever floats your boat, I
They
guess.
definitely did say one of the things that would probably be helpful is talking very slow and pronouncing the words very slowly. Which, if I pronounce the words really slowly, my English will come out almost perfect.
Yeah.
So sometimes when people are having trouble understanding what I'm saying in English, I would say it more slowly for them to understand it. But you know what's funny? There's this guy that works with me right now. He doesn't speak any he speaks Cuban. He speaks Cuban because he's
What
from
do they
Cuba.
speak? Are they Portuguese or is it a Cuban language?
Oh girl, I don't know Cuban. Like they're the way they
I
speak
don't know what
Spanish is
they
a little
speak.
bit more differently than the Spanish that I would speak.
Yeah.
In fact, my Spanish is from the streets, girl. It's from the streets. So
Yeah, that's
even
pretty
sometimes
much
the
my
proper
Spanish.
yeah, mine is from the streets.
Yours is Tex-Mex. We learned Tex-Mex. We did not learn Spanish. Spanish is completely different than Tex-Mex.
Yeah, so some of the words that he says I get confused about because I'm just like, I've never heard that before. I've never heard that like that word. Um, but I was telling them, I was just like, I'm trying to learn to teach people English, so I'm gonna use you. You don't know any English, but you can yeah, so you can yeah, I know. Sometimes he'll be talking to me in Spanish and I get distracted very easily. We all know that. I get distracted very easily. So like if you're talking to me, whether it's English, Spanish, or whatever, if you're speaking to me and I don't have 100% of attention on you and I get distracted for like a second, what you just told me was erased from my mind. And I have no idea what you just told me. Or if I'm distracted, if you come up to me while I'm distracted and you start speaking to me, as far as I know, you just spoke gibberish to me and I don't know what word you just said. And that affected me to some extent because I've had a customer one time come up to me and she asked me something in English and she was just like, "Do you know where the sandals are?" And like I was distracted for a second, but I heard what she said. And so I was like, trying to think about where they could be. But I guess she got confused and thought I didn't understand her. She's like, "Oh, I'm sorry, I meant the chanclas." I'm just like, oh, okay, okay. It's over there. It's over there. Like my bad. You're right. That clarified so much for me. Thank you for changing that. That's a lot, but that's a lot of older Spanish speakers though, where they talk really
Yeah.
fast. My abuelo, so when he speaks Spanish like this. Like he'll be like, "Hola, ¿cómo estás? Like very, very low. And so I'm just like, what is this man telling me right now? Like I cannot hear what he says. Does he think I got supersonic hearing and can just hear what this man is saying with me? And he's speaking fast too. So as far as I'm concerned, he's not even talking to me at all. He's just talking under
Yeah.
his breath himself. Definitely the very older Spanish speakers do that crap. They definitely do that crap. And I'm just like get my attention and speak slower for me, okay? I get it distracted too fast. Yeah, the mumbling, they mumble. They mumble. And you know what's funny too? Spanish speaking men do not like to bother to learn English, okay? They do not like to bother to learn English. I don't know why, but they don't. And when they do, when especially when they're texting in Spanish, they text choppy. Like I could spell better in Spanish than they could, which is funny because they like to shorten it. Like if they text que, they just put Q. They just put Q. And or they like misspell the words and stuff like that. So if you're not 100% um if you don't know Spanish 100%, you're gonna have trouble understanding what they're telling you. You're gonna have trouble, and it's hilarious. I have so whenever I would around that time when I would go out and I would party and I would uh drink and stuff like that, I always stuck to the Mexican clubs. So nobody there knows English at all. And that's why I was saying that because a lot of them that I've spoken with would do that stuff. Like they wouldn't yeah. No, yeah, it really is. It really is. You ever get that when you speak in your head, you know what they say, what is it? You know how they say that technically it's not normal to hear a voice in your head when you're thinking? You know how they say that?
Mm, no.
So I heard that
I heard you're not supposed to answer yourself or something like that. I don't
okay, first of all,
like.
then how are
I
you
answer
supposed to
myself all the
solve the
time.
problem? I know I was about to say, so how are you supposed to solve the problem?
Yeah, I don't know.
Well, they say most of the time my inner voice I'll be speaking in English, but my head would be translating it in Spanish. The voice in my
That's
head.
how
So
Anka does. That's one of the first things she told us when we started with her is like, give me a minute because I'm having to translate all of this in my head.
yeah, it's definitely got a lot easier um from before because I ever since I stopped speaking Spanish almost completely 5 years ago, like I'll still like speak it because I'm trying to teach my daughter it. Because while I don't want to speak it anymore. She still needs to learn
Yeah.
5 languages. Wow, that's cool. Yeah, I bet it would be a chaos because you wouldn't know which language to stick to.
Holy cow. What languages do you speak?
Yeah, that's cool.
I speak English and Texan and Southern and redneck and hillbilly. That's it. I'm one up.
The 5 languages of English. So the different types of English.
Oh yeah.
Did you know that there's 6 to 7 thousand languages in the world?
I believe it. And then you have to talk about the dialects as well.
Yeah.
The dialects is a nightmare.
Oh my Lord, I can't. I can't. You know what's funny? When we're flying on a plane, right? And they have like the letter seats where they'll be like C A, C B, C D, C, right? In each section. Oh, that's cool. Portuguese, German, French, Spanish, and English. Wow.
I can say bad words in Spanish or Tex-Mex, mind you, and I can say bad phrases in French.
So I wanted to take French in middle school and high school because we were allowed to choose our languages then. But my dad told me, he's like, he said, you're Mexican. You need to learn Spanish to a T. You need to take Spanish. So I had to take Spanish. But the issue with it is being a Hispanic in a Spanish class, a lot of the kids will come up to you and ask you what things mean. And so
And they're
like
not the same.
became annoying. Yeah, it became annoying,
Yeah.
you know. But I
Because
wanted to
like I
learn
said,
French.
Spanish and Tex-Mex are two different things. They have similarities, just like Portuguese and Spanish have similarities, but they're still different.
Yeah. And uh my little sister, she was telling me one time. So in the she was telling me, so have you ever heard people say like I way or no mames way? Have you ever heard people say that?
Mm-mm.
No? Okay, so those don't have like a literal meaning to them in English. You know, there's not a like an English word. There's not English words for it. There's things that could describe what it means, but there's not an actual English meaning to it. It's when people, if you ever ask people like what that means, they can't really explain to you completely what that could mean. And so my little sister was joking, and so she went to a friend's house, and she said that to her friend's mom who speaks only Spanish, and she was just like, "Do not say that. That is street talk. You are a lady. Don't bring up that street talk to me." And in my head, when she came back and she told me that, I was like, well, damn, okay, my bad. Because I was
Right.
when, like I said, I would go out to the clubs, and that's all I would hear too. Like I was surrounded by that, so I never thought anything of it as well. Like, oh, really? Wow. No, no, jodas. Mm. Where are you from? Are you from here? You said that you.
Argentina. Oh, you were here like 2 weeks ago, weren't you? Our Argentina stay.
Oh, so you're from Argentina.
See, we do not
Wow.
have good memories. I do not have a good memory. I do not have a good memory. I don't know
I
if
don't.
Claudia wants to claim that or not, but I
I
know my
don't. I
memory
don't. I don't want to claim that. I don't claim that.
sucks. Like
I don't claim that.
I will pick my phone up and not remember why I picked it up. I don't remember what I was gonna do when
You-
the urge to pick it up was.
So in Argentina, like our class, like have you ever been to the States? Like how are the classrooms over there? Because I know that's on my list of places I could go to teach English, if I wanted to. Like how do
Argentina
y'all?
is.
Yeah. So like how do y'all teach over there? Like is it similar to how they teach in America, or is it like different? Like I'm curious. I'm very, very curious.
Yeah, I'm gonna need you to send me a link to that school you're doing because I was
You
talking
curious?
about that the other day.
I'll send a link. Yeah.
Okay. Oh, it's sealed. Okay, I'm good.
Yeah, they sent us a list of places that we could go to that accept the certifications, that recognize the certifications, as well as which places require a bachelor's degree and which places don't. Oh, okay. And which places don't, as well as which contract their contract length, so like 6 months to a year, depending whether they provide travel fare, whether they provide housing, just a lot of things. They give you details of which places to go to. Like South Korea, you need a bachelor's degree, but they provide housing. They reimburse you for your travel fees. So like they don't
They
reimburse
pay
you for your plane
really,
ticket.
really well.
They pay. So most places as a teacher, they will pay you like a, what is that? A base pay? Is that what they call? Break even. They call it break even. So that basically means they'll pay you enough to basically live there. So they'll pay you enough so you can afford your housing, your bills, and stuff like that. But you won't really have a lot of spending money to have. But in South Korea, they pay really well. Um they get pay for your housing, they pay for your plane fees. Like when you get there, like their contracts are up to a year, and they'll even pay for the end contract. So when that contract ends, they'll pay you for that end contract. So I'm just like, Asia's where it's at, but it
Yeah.
would be nice if they said that this certification basically is just a ticket to travel. So once that contract ends, if I want to travel to different places, I can. So you do need a teaching degree. So a bachelor's, I heard that most places just accepts any bachelor's degree. Like it doesn't have to be specific to
I already have
a
a
teaching.
bachelor's degree, so I could
Well,
go teach right
well,
now.
well, you gotta be certified for that. Well,
Well, it didn't do me any damn good. I get
well,
paid $100 a day to babysit a bunch of kids in the school.
well. I'm
Like
going to go to school for my bachelor's degree. So one thing, uh, that is one thing that the boys give. So I call my daughter mi vida, right? So that just means my life, because when I was going through a tough time and a lot of things were going on, she had come into my life at that moment where I just gave up on a lot of things. So she definitely brought life into my life. She's definitely she's definitely she's definitely the only one that really is keeping me going at this point. Like she's like that's what I said, she's my life. But Stray Kids, they're my loves. They are my loves. They're my motivation in a lot of things. My daughter just gives me
reason to do it.
a reason to do it. So no, actually she just like she's also my what is that called? What is it called? Um I don't know what it's called, but
Your
she's while she
inspiration, your
no, it's not inspiration. It's like while she does keep me going in life, she also is gives me a reason to not live that life. So she gives me an excuse to not really go out. I'm like, well, I gotta take care of my daughter.
so she gives you excuse to not be a gardener. Is that what you're saying? Because I know how you like your bushes.
uh listen, listen. It's actually tall grass, not bushes.
No, I thought you said it was a bush.
No, it was tall grass. It was tall grass. I'm sure at
Oh,
one point on my trek over there, I did fall into a bush at one point, but it was mostly just tall grass. So, yes,
and
she.
I am not going to tell that story. I will let Miss Claudia tell that story if she chooses to. But yeah, it was pretty funny.
Oh, my little trek. Okay, okay. I guess I'll say it again. I guess I'll tell it one more time. So what happened was, I had went out drinking, and when we decided when the club closed down, so we always wait until the club starts to kick everybody out. So the lights are turning on and we're still dancing, and so that's when everybody starts. Okay, guys, it's time to go home. Okay, we're going home. So my friend, actually ends up driving us to the one of her I want to say one of her guys' house, and so she was like, okay, just stay in here. And so I ended up just sitting in the car, and I'm just like, well, I'm bored. You expect me to be a drunk girl sitting in a car bored? I could either do one of two things. One, fall asleep. Okay, I was sitting
The
through this.
smart thing.
One, fall asleep. Yeah, would have been the smart thing. Would have been the smart thing. But I wasn't tired. I still had that bailando. I still, I still had it in me. I couldn't just sit still, you know? So I
Hmm.
ended up getting out of the car and decided to just go walk around the neighborhood just to get some fresh air. Just get some fresh air, you know? Well, I was okay, so I was drunk enough to where I was still like, what is that? I can understand what's going on, but I was drunk to the point where my reasoning was out the window. You know, my what is that called? Where you know that it's wrong, but you still go
Don't
with it.
care.
Yeah, yeah. Is it logic? My logic went out the window.
Could be.
Okay. Well, I was still like there enough to where I got confused going to the neighborhood. So I did pull out my GPS to try to get me someplace. So my GPS kind of led me out of that neighborhood because the neighborhood was very confusing. And that's when I got to the highway. And I'm like, oh, I recognize this area. Okay. So I put my phone away. Luckily, because my phone actually ended up dying. It actually ended up dying. So I mean, it was no point in having it out. So as I'm walking on the sidewalk on the side of the streets near the highway, I'm like do do do, but that's when I started getting tired. My energy kind of failed, maybe because I used up most of the energy trying to get out of that dang neighborhood. Okay, so every once in a while I would topple over. I had tripped over myself, and there was somebody that saw, and they're like, "Are you okay?" I was like, "Yeah, I'm fine," but I think I had twisted something. I don't know. But my drunken self kept going forward. I'm like, "Trek on, keep going." So I keep walking, and so there's like this tall grassy area, and it looked comfortable. It looked comfortable. So I ended up like toppling over into that grassy area and just passing out there for a few minutes, and then I would wake up and then start walking again and then get sleepy and then topple over into the grassy area and fall asleep again. It was a little bit of a longer walk considering I kept passing out every once in a while. But I finally managed to get to a Motel 6. I was like, a place I know. So I go to the receptionist desk and to ask for a charger so I can charge my phone to call my friends to come get me. And you know, they were not there. So my bright idea was like, let me just sit on this floor right here and just wait for them to come back to see if they have a charger to charge my phone. But then a man ends up coming into there and he sees me and he's like, hey, what's going on? I'm like, just waiting for them to get back so I can see if I can charge my phone with them because my phone died. He's like, oh, I got a charger in my car. You want to just go charge your phone in my car? I was like, why not? Why not? Let's go. Let's get this. And so I ended up following this man back to his car to charge my phone. I plug it in, start charging it. He was like telling me his life story a little bit. He's like, yeah, I'm a security guard and this is that. And then he got down to the real business. I guess this man thought I was a hooker because one, I looked the part, and two, I was at a Motel 6. That he probably thought like, oh, she just got done with one of her Johns and now she just needs to charge her phone. I don't know. I don't know his logic because he offered to pay me to even touch my shoulder. Okay. And I'm just like, no, that's a little weird. That is a little weird. And he just kept on like bringing up like, okay, what about your thigh? What about your leg? And I'm just like, this is getting a little weird. Like that's when my logic started coming back. And I started thinking, maybe it wasn't such a good idea to follow this man to his car. Like that was pretty stupid of me. But right then my phone turned on. And so I got to call my friend. I'm just like, okay, my friend's on her way. And luckily she wasn't too far away from me. So she got there pretty quick. So I managed to survive the night. Thank you. If it wasn't for luckily the Lord was looking out, and that is why I'm here today to be present right here.
Yep. Because that could have gone every like 15 ways.
I
the
like
wrong
to
way.
believe the Lord was really watching out for me that year because there's a lot of things that could have gone wrong. There's a lot of things that could have gone wrong. Like I remember I almost got into an accident in my car because I was getting a little wild and I missed what is that? I missed I don't know how to say that, but I thought the curvy part in the road when I was like turning around a curve wasn't as curvy as I thought. So when I turned the curve, I ended up going into the next lane and I was like, oh crap. And I panicked. So I ended up like stomping on my brakes to try to get back over, and my car ended up spinning out of control and landed in a ditch. And when I tell you my car almost missed a tree and a pole. They barely missed it. And when I tell you it was this close to hitting those, it means that I couldn't even get out of my driver's side door because that's how close the pole was to me. That's how close it was. And then my car wasn't working. I was like, oh crap, how am I gonna take it out of this ditch? I really didn't want to call my parents. Like they're gonna get so mad that my car's in a ditch right now. So I turned my car off like so me and my friend can figure out how we're gonna get my car out of my ditch. I'm like, oh crap, let me put it on neutral. So I turned my car back on and my car started up. Lord Almighty from above, my car started up and I managed to drive myself out of that ditch and everything was okay. And so because of that, because of my life almost ending that night, I decided it was time to live it. I went drinking to the max. I went drinking to the max that night. We were just like, we had to live like it was our last day because it almost was. So I did. I did. It was a fun night. It was a fun night.
See, I never got into drinking like that. I was always the one that made sure people like you didn't get their dumbass in trouble.
You know, I probably would have been a lot I probably would have not been in those situations if I had a friend like you with me.
Well, I don't know.
Unfortunately,
Being a friend like me, I got to be a witness in a court case. So yeah, that wasn't so much fucking fun. When the Texas Department of Alcohol and Beverages making a phone call to you saying, come see us. Yeah, not so much fun for a 17-year old. 17. I was 17.
oh wow. Wow. Yeah,
Well, I
no, see,
graduated high school when I was 17, so I was already living out on my own. So, yeah, nope. TABC, that's what it was. Texas Alcoholic Beverage Commission. Yep, had to go to his
oh,
office. Yeah, it was not a fun time. And I didn't fucking do anything wrong was the bad thing.
dang. See,
Just like now, shit, everything that happens around me, if there's shit that's gonna happen, it's gonna wait for me to be there.
I I usually like I never drunk enough to where I would black out, thankfully. I would drink enough to where some parts are hazy, but I never fully blacked out, you know? Um, I definitely didn't like the morning afters. Definitely didn't like those.
I think my biggest problem is I do not like to not have power about what's going on around me. I have to be in control of what is going on around me.
My issue was at the time, a lot was going on that year that I wasn't even thinking about going out and just having fun. Mine was just like drink enough to where
Escaping.
I did, yeah, I was basically escaping. I was basically
Yeah.
escaping. And I think that most of that had to do with that year was the first year that I was just me because at that time my daughter got taken away and by her biological mom that thought she could step up. So I decided to be like, you know what? Just gonna go out. It would be easier than just being home doing nothing.
Yeah.
So I did. I did. I ended up getting into two fights, something happening, meeting a lot of men along the way. It was just
Um,
one of those years.
I've never been in a fight.
I've been in two. One of them, luckily for me, the club thought I was the victim and didn't know I was actually involved in that fight. They thought I was just like the bystander that just so happened to get hit.
Yeah, I guess I just look really scary because nobody has ever really wanted to fuck.
So they weren't coming after me. I wasn't even meant to be in that fight. Maybe that's why they thought I was the victim because she was
Could
actually
be.
coming towards my friend and I got in between them to basically have her back up. So I got in between them and both her and her friend were like coming up on me and they had big boobs. So it was like boobs all up on me and I did not like that. Okay. I did not like the fact that they were like pushing their boobs up on me like that. So I was like, back up. So I pushed them back. And so she thought it was a good idea that since she couldn't get to her because I was in the way, to throw a cup at her, a glass cup, right? The issue with that being is she was drunk and she had bad aim, so that cup hit me in the face. I still have a scar to this day on my nose because that cup like busted and basically like busted my nose a little bit, so my nose started bleeding, but I didn't feel it at the time. I still didn't feel it even afterwards. And so I got ticked off because, like I said, I was drunk as well, and I have a really bad temper. So when she threw the cup at me, I just went off. So as I was like going to attack, my friend had managed to get a hold of me on time, and so she kept holding me back, and a lot of people ended up getting in between both of us. So that probably is one of the reasons why they also thought I was a victim, because I never actually got to lay a hand on her, thankfully, for her.
Yeah.
But I did try. So I ended up trying to throw a glass cup at her too. But I was drunk and I had also bad aim. So it didn't hit her. She got lucky. It didn't hit her. And this is one of the reasons. This is also one of the times where I probably could have died as well, because at the time, the whole reason why this whole thing went down was because my friend's boyfriend at the time was cheating with her, and my friend was upset about it, and so she ended up like bumping her, going past her, and that's when that girl was like, "Oh heck no," right? Um. So after we handled the whole situation with getting pulled out of the club and talking to the cops, they were like, "You need assistance. You need to get that fixed." I'm like, "Get what fixed?" And my friend pulls up her camera and shows me, and there's like blood gushing down my nose from the cut that just happened. I was like, "Oh snaps! When did that happen?" I didn't feel it. Well, I
But
was
that
ticked off
that was
by it.
because you had adrenaline going. You
Yeah.
usually don't feel stuff until your adrenaline starts going down, and then
I still
yeah.
didn't feel it afterwards, but that could have been because I was drinking, so it definitely didn't happen. I still didn't feel the pain from that. But since I was still ticked off by the whole situation, my friend had called her guy that was cheating, and I was telling him, I said, she wants to finish what she started because I'm ready to go. Let's go. Where's she at right now? Because we at the club. Let's get it, right? And at that time, I was just like going off about it. And I just kept calling her a fat pig in Spanish because, like I said, they only spoke Spanish. So I just kept on like going off about it. And I started getting off to him about it and starts going off. And you know what? We found out? It turns out, man, this was actually part of the mafia
Holy
in
crap!
Mexico. Yeah, in Mexico. And
Oh, that's even worse.
yeah, the whole time that he was dating my friend, what we thought was his name wasn't actually his name. And what we thought where he lived wasn't actually where he lived. That's just where he had us drop him off.
Yeah.
And
At least
he's
the Italian mob has some kind of sense of diplomacy. You know what I mean?
so yeah, so the whole reason why that yeah, like he actually found it entertaining at the fact that I was actually bucking up to him. So I'm glad he didn't actually do anything about it,
What?
because I was like, oh shit. And the whole reason why he's not around anymore was because he actually got arrested for that girl that threw the glass cup at me. She had gotten pregnant with his baby, but he at one point I guess she did something to tick him off. So he beat her. And so he got arrested for it. And so he ended up getting deported because that was his like third chance. But before that happened, my friend had went out and I had left earlier at the club, and I started going home because I wasn't feeling well. Well, she said that she witnessed him fighting a guy and killed him there. And so she had, right after she had taken off real quick. So that's what I'm saying. Like, ooh, it could have gone a different way. It could have
Yeah.
gone a different way. That's what I'm saying. I was very stupid. I was very stupid. And I'm glad things didn't go the way they could have gone.
Yeah, I'm glad you lived through that
Yeah.
whole debacle.
Hopefully he forgot my face and my name, because I said a lot of stuff to him.
Oh well.
I said a lot of stuff, and I stole his drink whenever he would go out with me and my friend. She would say like, "You can't drink anymore." So every time he would buy a drink, I would take his drink and drink it for him. So yeah, I'm alive, you guys. I am alive.
It's insane.
Yeah, yeah. And my parents don't even know the full thing either. So I'm sure if they did, they would not be even more happier. The only
Well,
reason why they know some is because they had to take me to the hospital one time.
my kids and stuff don't know a lot about me, so it's okay.
You said your kids don't know a lot of stuff about you.
My husband
Yeah,
doesn't know a lot of shit about me.
I feel like that's with my parents as well. Like they don't tell us everything, so I can't say for sure like
I
what
haven't told mine
exactly happened.
anything. That's what the problem is.
Really?
Yeah,
I know my
like I
mom's
just
told me a few. She's told me a few, but she hasn't told me everything that's gone on. Um, so which
see
from what I
my kids their entire life thought I was just a boring old lady, and some things are starting to come out now, and they're like, "Damn, mom was kind of a badass." Yeah, well,
like, yeah, you
you
don't know
know.
me. You don't know me.
Nope.
It's oh look, see,
There's literally never been anybody that walks this earth that completely knows me. I
so
don't
this
share.
this was from one of the I had gotten punched in the face one time.
Damn.
Yeah, well, that's just first of all, that was her only hit, okay? She only hit me once, okay? And the whole reason why it looks like that was because she just so happened to hit me and my glasses broke, and so the broken piece scraped down my face.
Yeah.
So, and then this was the cut on my nose, uh, for when that girl threw a glass cup at my face. Now, let me tell you, the whole reason why I could find these pictures really quickly was because it was actually a span of like one after the other. So that was like at the top of my nose that I had gotten hit, you see,
Yeah.
by the glass cup.
You remember that rodeo I worked a couple of weeks ago with that bull rider and stuff?
Yeah.
Um, there were some actual paid paramedics there, and one of the paid paramedics, we were all standing around. I don't know what we were talking about, but she goes, I really didn't know what I was doing last night. And I was like, yeah, that look you had, that was kind of my look. I was like, and so one of the ones that I volunteer with, she asked me, she says, "Did you know what you were doing last night?" I was like, "Yeah, I knew exactly what I was doing." It's like, then why doesn't someone who's actually doing the job not know what she's doing? I was like, I don't
Yeah,
know.
that's weird.
I'm like, but I do know next time. And now, mind you, I've been with this uh unit for over a year, but I just started getting the call outs and the events and stuff like that. I guess they figured out because I took my test in the blink of an eye and got 100 that I was actually, knowledgeable because evidently I lie about everything I do. But anyway, so they've been having me do events and things like that because I do know what I'm doing. Been there, done that, have actually saved lives. And so, yeah, they were all kind of stunned when she said that, and I'm like, well, too bad I'm not the one getting paid for that shit because I don't make no damn money. But I think that's why they're wanting me to work all 4 days this week. I mean, I'm still going to have somebody there because, like I said, I have to have 7 more calls with a a member before I can get out there on my own. So they're just wanting to get me
Wow.
through. It's just mainly learning their protocols and stuff like that. It's not
That's
anything I haven't
okay,
done
but how
before.
much is those protocol? Oh, okay, so
What?
I said how much?
Protocols. It's just because we're under a certain hospital, so you have to follow their bylaws on how this. It's all fucking politics. It's all it is. It's how you do your paperwork and we're not allowed to do this, but we can do this, and it's just learning that it's like starting a new job. Every new job has their things that they do and don't like people to do, and that's what you're learning. So I'm like, whatever. Plus, it's supposed to be really pretty this week at night, not
At
during the
night.
day. At night, it's supposed to be like 80 all week, so we're not like out there sweating our asses off. I cannot stand sweat going down my butt crack. That is noise the shit out of
Oh
me.
my lord, I hate it. I hate sweat in general. I hate sweat in
I
general.
do
Like,
too. Yeah, I don't, but going down my butt crack, that is a whole other level of hate.
you know what? Or my back, because sometimes I have to go in a freezer, and that sweat that's on my back, it feels weird. It feels gross when I go in a freezer. It's like pulling it down. I'm like, no, that feels disgusting. That feels
Yeah.
disgusting.
So anyway, but oh shit, it's like 10:45, girlfriend. You need to get in bed.
Yeah, I guess I do.
I think I just have to get up and mow tomorrow.
Yeah, I have to work tomorrow. Meh. I'm supposed to be making this like a lot of stuff to get ready for like this thing or whatever. Um, I'm not looking forward to it. I'm not looking forward to it. But my little sister's having a baby shower in November, and so I also have to get some stuff to make cupcakes for it, because she's like, you probably don't even know how to make them right outside of work. So now I'm gonna have to show her what kind of cupcakes I can make to see if I pass. And those things where you have to take a test before you can actually do it. I would think being her
Mm,
sister would be okay, but guess not. I still gotta take a test.
evidently not.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Did you see that Christina, I'm pretty sure it's Christina, she's got onto Discord.
Got on to what?
Discord. There was a new add in, Bad Stina. I think that was Christina.
Uh-uh.
Oh well, was a new add in. Meow meow meow.
Oh, on Discord?
Yeah.
Who was it? I mean, that's not the name they were going by.
I think that's close to it because her name's Christina, but the name on here says That's Tina. So I'm assuming. I'm just assuming.
Was it the JJ?
No, it wasn't JJ.
I don't know.
You'll see when you go on.
Yeah, I probably will. Alrighty. So thanks all for coming on and having a conversation with us, even though we just really didn't know what we were doing much today anyway. Or at least I wasn't. I just had technical issues. So
Um, I've just been chilling like a villain, chilling like a villain.
yeah, I haven't been working in my room very often. I need to get on. I still need to get all my stuff on eBay, but everything's been like so chaotic here lately. I'm just like
Yeah, but you
trying
don't
to
really
live
have a
life.
room. You just jump in wherever.
No, I mean this entire room is pretty much my Stray Kids room at this point.
Yeah.
Everything in here is Stray Kids something.
Yeah, you got too many rooms. Like at this point, you have enough rooms where you can have a room for each of the boys.
Do you want to know how many rooms are in my house?
You said 19, right? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You have enough rooms at your house. You can have a room specifically for each boy. That's hilarious.
Yep. And probably staff too.
Yeah. Then your husband wouldn't be happy. Which I'm surprised he didn't
Oh.
pop up today. Is he working?
He is working, but he's been driving a lot of nights. But he must be sleeping tonight. I don't know. Because he's usually like 2:30 in the afternoon, night honey, and I'm like 2:30. Like I just got off the recline out of the recliner,
I do that with
but
Channy.
my
Bedtime
body
for
is
him. Good night.
my body is in a full blown rebellion right now. Like I hurt so bad, I can't hardly move. It's like I've got like knots all along my nerves underneath
Bye.
my muscles that are they hurt really bad. So
Thank you for joining us. It was very
yes,
it was very fun talk, especially learning all the things.
hopefully we'll remember you next time. That's totally my bad. But you have to remember, I don't remember half the shit I do like while I'm sitting here. So it's no offense to anybody. It's my brainwave level is ridiculous.
Hey, technically you did remember. It just took a second to click.
Yeah, just a couple hours or so. But I wasn't really paying attention. Like I was catching her comments, but I wasn't concentrating on who it was. Like we were just having a
Yeah,
conversation.
I get it. Okay.
So,
I'm gonna go to bed
alrighty. See you later.
now. Bye, y'all.
Bye, guys.